Shoes. Recorded live.
What to do, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Müvment Boxing Podcast, where we bring you the latest, greatest, unfiltered, uncut, unbiased news in the boxing room. I'm joined by my normal co-host. We got 2K the God from the Gods of Boxing Talk. What's good with you, man?
What's good, man? Back again.
All right. We got B Nerd from the Truth and Facts About Boxing. What's good with you, man? Nerd.
I forgot to be nerd.
All right. And we got Big Koo from Colossal Boxing Talk. What's going on, man?
Hey, glad to be back for another episode.
All right. We holding it down for our boy Bo. Also, the Truth and Facts About Boxing can't be with us today, so we're going to hold it down for you today, man. And, of course, I'm trying the Divine Liberty of hoopjab.com. You guys ready to get this show on the road, man?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Adonis. Torn.
Oh, man. Here we go with that shit already. Y'all starting already, man. Can y'all behave for once? For once? All right, man. So we pretty much going to get it on with this first review from the Wanheng Menayothin. Menayothin versus Omar Kimweri review. He retained his minimum weight title yesterday by unanimous decision. Pushing his record to 47-0. Let's get a quick review on it, man. Starting with UK. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short, man. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. Dog, I'm gonna just say this, man. We gotta get. Let me say the positives first. Y'all know I respect the shit out of Wanheng Menayothin. He's been dominating at 105 pounds for quite some time now. The Ring magazine has had him on their top 10 list for 312 weeks, I think it has him as. He's been number one for more than half that fucking time. He's got 6 title defenses of his WBC belt. I mean, I respect the shit out the dude. And then, last and foremost, what a lot of motherfuckers ain't talking about is, him being 47-0, which is 2 fights away from Rocky Marciano and Floyd Mayweather's record, right? So I respect the hell out of him for that reason. But at the end of the day, dog, it was clear to me looking at these scorecards and watching this fight that as long as he stays in Thailand, this nigga's not losing, dog. It don't matter who the fuck is in there. He has to get knocked the fuck out in Thailand, dog. Now, this is my critique, and a lot of niggas gonna get mad at this shit. Floyd Mayweather never left the United States. You know what I'm saying? So if we're putting Floyd Mayweather, and if we're saying this guy is coming close to Floyd Mayweather's record, and your first criticism is like, well, the motherfucker never left Thailand, just remember Floyd never left the United States. So, but it's a little different here because it's clearly a lot of people seem to think Floyd got robberies and shit, and then that's their opinion. They seem to think in a lot of fights that Floyd Mayweather's the scorecards that went Floyd Mayweather's way were a bit wide and shit should have been closer. A lot of niggas thought he got robbed against Costya. A lot of niggas, thought Costya got robbed against Floyd. A lot of motherfuckers thought Maidana got robbed against Floyd in the first fight, but it is no comparison to the type of shit we see with Wanheng Menayothin over in Thailand, dog. Now, I thought he won this fight. I'm not gonna lie, but the scorecards that the judges turned in, including the fucking point deduction in the first round, there was no warning. Complete. You fuck up one time, point deduction. You know what I'm saying? The scorecards turned in were 117-110, 118-109, 118-109. That's basically giving Kimweri 2 rounds on 2 scorecards and 3 rounds on another. I think that's complete bullshit, man. I think this fight should have been a 115-113 kind of fight for Menayothin.
Wow.
I think he did pull it out. The fight was close, bro. I'm sitting here watching this shit. I have, at least in the first 4 rounds, they were close rounds. Round 1, Kimweri was whooping his ass, dog.
Yeah.
He whooping his ass.
Yes, he was.
Round 2, he got caught a couple of times, but I felt he won that round. You could have gave that round to Menayothin. There was a big right hand at the end of the round that caught him, staggered him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, he was whooping his ass again. he came into the fight with the correct game plan, and that's what I told you guys in the pre-fight the pre-fight prediction. I said if he stays on the outside and uses his jab, uses combination punches, uses the entire ring, he could actually beat Wanheng Menayothin, because I think that is exactly what beats this guy. It wasn't until maybe I say round 3 or 4, I'm gonna say 3, towards the middle of round 3, he started getting caught in exchanges with Menayothin, and that's what gave Menayothin more of the ability to take over. You know what I'm saying? And I think, Twan, you mentioned that in the last episode. You said, well, he gets caught in exchanges, he could be caught, slugging and shit instead of actually boxing. That's exactly what he did here. That's why I thought he lost the fight. But there's a lot of rounds, dog, where even in those exchanges where he's slugging, he's winning those exchanges. Wanheng, this is one thing people need to understand. When you've got a fighter that fights a certain way, right, and his opponent is making him change a lot of the things that he does, a lot of the permanent tendencies that he has, and he makes him change it, he's winning that round, fam. For example, they're in an exchange. Wanheng Menayothin is a high-pressure, high-volume type of fighter, right? They're in an exchange. Who's backing up in the exchange a lot of those times? It's Menayothin. He's backing up. He's getting the fuck out of there. And then Kimweri's actually coming forward. I've seen that a lot in the first 6 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those rounds, dog, depending on how you're looking at the fight and how you're scoring it, even though Kimweri is getting caught in those exchanges, which is something we don't want him to do, and we can damn sure penalize him for that, he was still winning some of those exchanges. Now, after that, I mean, it got to the point where, you see Menayothin. I'd say after round 5, it got to the point where Menayothin was taking over. But it could have easily been a 115-113 type of fight. Or, I'm sorry, 115. It'd be 115-112 because of the point deduction, right? Yeah. The scorecard I had was 116-111. That's what I had for Wanheng Menayothin. But it should have been a little bit closer. Furthermore, the fucking point deduction shouldn't have happened. Okay, it was an accidental headbutt.
Was it on the butt? Yeah, that's what. Okay.
Yeah,
it was on the headbutt.
Yeah, Kimweri stepped in to throw a left hook to Menayothin's body. Menayothin stood his ground. He didn't move back. He didn't try to evade. He thought because Kimweri feinted with a right hand, but then stepped in with a left hand, left hook to the body. When he threw the feint, Menayothin actually took the bait of the feint and tried to block up top, but he actually got headbutted through the middle, and that's what cut his eyelid on the left side of his eye.
Yeah, so it was actually one of the times when Kimweri had switched to southpaw. So I think that that led to the clash as well.
Exactly. So I mean, the referee didn't even. There was no warnings. There wasn't really in that round, at least to my knowledge. I didn't see any other headbutts. That was the first one that happened. You know what I'm saying? And the referee immediately deducts a point. Makes it for me on my scorecard, it was a 9-9 round because I gave him that round hands down. And I think the reason why they did that was to save face because Kimweri was beating the shit out of him in that round, dog. I mean, you could have, those judges that are really strict on you not throwing back anything significant would have said that was a 10-8 round, even though there was no knockdown. You know what I'm saying, for Kimweri. That's how bad it was. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Honestly, if we're gonna say that, guys will have an opportunity to beat Wanheng Menayothin on points, we have to get them out of Thailand, dog. And these little guys, a lot of these little guys at 105, they don't have the power to knock Wanheng Menayothin out, dog. He's a very tough fighter. He's got a tough ass chin. There's no Gennady Golovkins down there at 105 as it pertains to the type of shots that Wanheng Menayothin can take. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also believe, and I'm gonna let one of y'all guys have it after that I make this point. I also believe that Thailand knows about that record. You know what I'm saying? He's a big draw in Thailand. He's the motherfucking Naoya Inoue of Thailand, the motherfucking Floyd Mayweather of Thailand. You know what I'm saying? In terms of popularity, hell, what's that punk ass nigga in Hong Kong's name? I don't even want to say his name. That signed with Top Rank. He's him of China. You know what I'm saying? So the popularity is to the point where, and also, let me not forget this point. Also, the fucking promoter they have, Diamond Boxing Promotions. That particular promoter is very popular and very influential at the lower weight classes. He has a lot of clout. So with all that coupled up, then you got the whole Floyd Mayweather-Rocky Marciano record. I have, without a shadow of a doubt, I believe that they will make sure this nigga does not lose on points up to that record, possibly beating it. What do y'all think?
I was just playing around with this the other day, but I was like Rashid Warren, drop down 10 pounds, go over there and fight his ass.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, he beat him. He would beat him. If he wasn't weight drained, he'd fucking beat him. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is box this guy. That's it. And you'll beat him.
All right, Bernard, I take it you watched this one as well, man. What did you think of it?
I mean, I agree with 2K, but I just wanted to say something real quick. I don't know if he said there wasn't, I don't know if I misheard you, but I think there was a knockdown in the first round.
Yeah, they didn't score it. Yeah, you're right. My bad, dog. I forgot to make that point. It should have been a fucking 10-7 round, possibly.
Yeah,
absolutely right.
Not to cut you off, Bernard. But we got Teflon Ron on the line. So we're gonna have to try and wrap this one up quick so we can get into our interview with him.
Oh,
I'll let you finish out your point, though.
Say, I mean, it should have been a knockdown call, and Omar should have won that round, man. Other than that, I agree with everything 2K said. So I'll just keep it short and simple.
All right, so right now we got a nice prospect coming on the line at 147, at the welterweight class. It's the hot division right now. We got one of our boys that's been a supporter of us and, some of our groups, ASG as well with Big Cool. We want to welcome Teflon Ronnie Austion to the line, man. What's happening with you, man?
Hey, man, what's up?
All right, glad to have you on.
I'm cool, yeah. No, it's love, man. Definitely was happy to get on here.
All right, man. So we're gonna get right into it, man. You've been out for a while, and you stepping back into it. I know a lot of us in ASG and a lot of the boxing groups that follow you, have some questions about when you're gonna return. Right. It's looking like you're finally getting back in the ring. Going to Dennis Shackle's and Robert Easter undercard, I believe, coming up in June, right? At the end of this month. Okay. Could you give us? All right. Could you give us some details as far as the layoff, if you can, and pretty much how this fight came about?
Yeah. I just signed the release papers. I'm good. As far as that went, it was a lot of disagreements with the people I was signed with before, with Antonio Gates and AG Promotions. They had their mindset. I had mine. They had their route they wanted to go. I had mine. They did a lot of things the incorrect way. They moved the incorrect way, and I didn't like the way they was moving. I didn't like the way they was handling things. In boxing, I mean, not even just boxing. I mean, just morally, I didn't like the way they was handling things. Things with money. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of money was being miscalculated. It was a lot. There was a lot going on. So, I think my last fight was in April of 2015, and when that happened, I was looking for a release then. So I've been asking for a release, and they was like, all right, yeah, we was gonna do that, but that wound up never happening. So I came out here to Vegas, just to clear my head a little bit, and I think Floyd was fighting Berto at the time. And when he did that, I think Floyd wound up seeing me box for the first time. We wound up boxing, and it was good. I impressed him or whatever. I wound up going to his house, and, he wound up showing me around. I bumped into him in Miami, and I wound up, getting on the jet with him and stuff like that. And he wound up posting on Instagram, and I feel like they were pretty mad about that. But it was like coming towards the end of my contract, and we were discussing about, releasing anyway. So I just was like, I'm out here, I'm doing my thing, and I'm going to be in court with y'all, trying to get released with y'all, so, I could do what I want, so I could talk to whoever I want. And I feel like they were hurt personally about that. And when they was hurt personally by that, I guess they took it personally, which was not personal. It's business as always. And they released everybody from AG Promotions but me. So I was the only one stuck on AG Promotions for the last 2 years.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so you finally got your received your release. Or you had to wait it out for the expiration?
Huh?
You had to wait it out for a date, or they finally decided to release you after that 2 years of waiting?
We finally came to a general, I guess, meaning, and we just decided, we was gonna find somewhere to kind of meet in the middle, and that's what we did. It's been 2 years now. A lot of people we was in court and for 2 years, and we was going back and forth, and I was trying to figure out why I was in court for 2 years, and I had did nothing wrong. I know a lot of people don't know me outside of boxing, but I don't do anything. I'm not one of the people who you like, oh man, we gotta watch him, we gotta keep a short leash on him. No, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to the club. I don't do nothing like that. I go to art museums. You know what I'm saying? The movies. I'm chilling. I watch House Hunters. Bro, I'm low key. I'm low key. Even in Detroit, people don't see me. You know what I'm saying? Out like that. I'm low key, so it's nothing to worry about on this side. And it was all that side. They, like I said, it was money being owed. It was a lot of laws being broken on their end. Never was on my end. So, for it to take that long, I was like, yo, people hit me up. Adrien, people hit me up. People from Australia hit me up. Thailand, it's just people from all over the world that was hitting me up like, yo, we want you to fight. We looking for you. What's up? And I'm like, yo, I'm jammed up right now. I really can't even be, talking to you this long, really to be honest. But, I got on my manager like, yo, do what you got to do to get me out because I'm hungry. I just can't be sitting around like this.
Yeah, to lose that kind of time from your career at this age, definitely no good. For those of you that haven't seen Ronnie, definitely flash. He got a lot of style to him. Well schooled from the school of Kronk, with Manny Stewart. I want to talk to you a little bit about that as well.
Right.
Your experiences with Emmanuel Stewart in Kronk Gym. How are things working with him? As far as his tutelage and things you picked up from him.
You know what? Honestly, I really was he was around a lot. I don't know. I really didn't get too much game from him. I've been to his house plenty of times. My coach was Javen Sugar Hill, who coaches Adonis Stevenson.
Okay.
He was coaching Klitschko for a minute, and Andrzej and Anthony Durrell. That was my coach. So I was always around because that was his nephew. So I was always at his house. I was always around. But I don't know. He really wasn't, too pressed to really speak to me at the time. But from Javen and from Sugar Hill, I learned so much. Pretty much the foundation at Kronk Gym. You will get the foundation, you get the basics, you get the fundamentals. So it's like you got, you like Tim Duncan in the beginning at Kronk Gym. For real, if you go back and you look at my amateur fights and stuff like that, my hands is up, everything is technical, everything is, polished. And then when you grow out of it, and when you get your own style, when you find yourself, and when you, figure out what you need to do, then you get your own stuff. But you can always go back to being fundamental. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you're not lost like how Roy Jones couldn't go back to the fundamental because he was just athletic. We can always, anybody from Kronk, we can always go back to the fundamentals, put our hands up, and just strictly basic box you. So that's what I picked up. I picked up a lot of the game from that. We boxed every day. Every day we boxed. Every day we boxed. Even if we might have had a fight on Saturday, we boxed Friday. We might have boxed Saturday morning, So boxing people was never a fear for us because we boxed everybody.
All right. Let me pass it on to the panelists and see if they got anything they want to ask. Starting off with Big Cool. You got anything you want to ask, Ronnie?
Yeah, Ronnie, this is Big Cool. Going back
What
to
up?
your, what's up with you? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
But going back to your question about, when you was with AG Promotions, what made you decide to go with them over a traditional, more known boxing promotional company like Top Rank, Golden Boy, or even Al Heyman? What was the decision that led you to Antonio Gates Promotions?
Right. What made me sign with AG Promotions? Honestly, I was down in Florida. It was crazy because I was down in Florida for a little bit, and I was down there, and Mike Tyson Promotions was trying to sign me, and I was gonna sign with them, and I think it was something in the contract that my dad didn't like at the time, so he was like, all right, we'll think about it, and we might go back there. It sounds good, the money's good or whatever, but how much they want out of the percentage, I don't like it, so we went back home. Matter of fact, we didn't go back home. We went back to Vegas, and we was out there boxing again, and my buzz was kind of high because I boxed Sean Porter, and I was boxing a lot of people, and it was on YouTube and stuff like that, so the buzz was kind of high for me at that age. I think I was like 18 or 19, so the buzz was like really high for me. So I was out there boxing again, and I think I got a call. I got a call from AG Promotion, so my people back at home in Detroit know Antonio Gates. You know what I'm saying? Because Antonio Gates is from Detroit, and I'm from Detroit. So it was like, all right, cool. We know who Antonio Gates is. You know what I'm saying? We know he played for the Chargers. Obviously, we know he has the funds to help me out. So I was like, all right, cool. We'll entertain that. And we entertained it for a bit. The contract seemed legit. They said 6 fights a year. We had the stipends, everything that pretty much as a kid at 19, I never had. So signing bonus, all that. So I was like, I went there. I was like, okay, cool. I know you, or my people know you. We're from Detroit. We're from the same block. You know what I'm saying? It's all mutual. So I would expect somebody from where I'm from to, treat you better or look out for you better than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So you being an athlete, you should know more than anybody how the game goes. You know what I'm saying? You should know more than the promoters. You should know more than Top Rank. You should know more than Al Heyman. You should know more than anybody who hasn't did anything athletic. They don't even have to do anything putting the gloves on. As an athlete, you should know how the game works. You should know how we struggle. You should know how the hustle is. So you should, as a human being, treat it different. So that's why I went over there and signed with him. And then when I did that, I figured out it was like, well, shit. I should have just, I could have just, I could have just, I could have got, I could have got raped the right way, you know what I'm saying? So, that's what made me go over there and sign with them. And then as a kid at 19, when they was like, yo, we got $25,000 for you for a signing bonus, it was like, oh, let me get that, and I'm like, 19 kid from Detroit, you like, yo, let me get that. And yeah, it was, you learn from your mistakes. Obviously, it was a huge mistake for $25,000, but you live and you learn, and I'm just happy that I'm just back doing what I love to do.
Definitely. So are you with Heyman or Lou DiBella or anybody affiliated with Al Heyman, or are you just kind of a free agent?
No, I'm free agent right now as long as I can from that situation. It was like a scarring situation. So I'm like, yo, I'm chilling right now. I know AB and them pretty well. Like, we real close as far as knowing each other for a minute. So that's why when they reached out to me, I'm like, yo, that's what's up. They're like, yo, we want you in the car. I'm like, of course. And, I just went there. I was gonna plan to go to Thailand for a minute because they was looking to bring me out there, not to sign me, but to just, look and see just a different market. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go everywhere with it, Australia, wherever. So no, I'm not signed to anybody. I'm gonna probably keep it on the free agent for as long as I can until I really figure out who I really want to be with and who I really trust.
Well, shoot, at least you're keeping your options open, man. So it's good to have you back.
Of course, man. I'm happy to be back.
All right, Big Cool, you got anything else you want to ask before we pass it on to 2K and Bernard?
Not right now.
Okay, I'll go ahead and swing it over to 2K.
Hey, man, what's up, man? It's 2K the God from the Gods of Boxing Talk. How you doing, fam?
What up, though?
All right. So, I'm hearing that you took a lot of time off, April of 2015. That's about 2 years. I know you've been training. Hopefully you have been. You're a free agent. You got to do something to market yourself, because that whole marketability feature that you get from these, and I'm going to say it, I ain't got no filter, from these corrupt-ass promoters that are out there.
Right.
You're going to have to do that yourself. So in the meantime, you'd have to stay in tip-top shape. So I'm going to assume you're doing that. Are you actually looking at the landscape at welterweight and saying, oh, yeah, one day I'm going to have to get in the ring with these cats? Are you really familiar with what's going on in that division?
Nah, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I'm always in shape. Like you said, I had the 2 years off. As soon as my last fight in April, I was in everybody's camp. Like, and you can name anybody camp. I was in it, jumping off to 2015. Because like I said, I came to Vegas straight off that. Like I left, and I think I left in August, and then I came back, and then I left again, and I came back. But I was in Sean Porter's camps when he was fighting Thurman. I was in Ashley Theophane camp when he was about to fight Adrien. I just was in, Delorme. I was in Delorme camp. Like, I was just making sure I was in people camps. I was with Javion. I was in whenever he fought, I was in his camp. Dominique Dorton, I was in his camp. I just made sure I was in people's camps, so I could just know when I get in the ring. Like, I'm like, oh no, I'm good. Like, I might take maybe the longest takeoff I might have had out of those 2 years might have been like 3 months. And then when I came back, I was like, oh no, I'm good. Like, okay, I did 8 rounds easy with Thomas Delorme. Like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. And that was in December. Yeah, that was in December. And then it was getting so crazy that they had Floyd come down and watch. Like, and it was like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm straight. And then, he was talking to me. He was talking to me like, April come, I'm saying, I'm gonna click up with you, but he move around so much, so I don't go looking for nobody. So I just, been chilling. I really been just chilling. I just been in shape. Like, right now, I'm 149 in the fight at 147. So I'm good. Like, I've been good. So I make sure I'm always ready. I feel like, honestly, I wasn't. Matter of fact, like maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago, like 168. To be honest, make a lot of you. Yeah, I'm always.
No doubt.
I wasn't. I was chilling. I was eating burgers and fries and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. It just something was in me. Like, I was like, yo, I don't feel good. Let me get on track and get my weight down. And then as soon as I did that, they called me. So I was like, whew.
Okay.
But honestly, like 47 the weight class. Honestly, as I tell everybody and everybody who know me, I don't watch boxing, so I don't know who's I don't know. Like, I've seen Errol Spence. Obviously, I know he's there. I know Crawford's there. Like, I know people, but I just don't watch it. So
is there a reason? Is there a reason for that? Why you don't watch it?
I just don't. I'm just not entertained by it.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not entertained about it. I like to watch. It's like one of them things, like, when people don't like to watch baseball, but they love to play it. Like, I just don't.
No doubt.
No doubt. I don't like to watch it. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody like Lomachenko is fighting, I take my time out to go watch him because he's, you know what I'm saying, he's nice. Not to say Errol Spence and Crawford's not nice, but it's just not really on my thing to go.
No, I see what you mean because I played basketball my whole life and I can't watch the NBA right now. The finals are on right now and I'm not watching that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly. I know exactly what you mean. But there's go ahead.
Especially being. Oh shit! Who was?
Hey, go ahead, fam. Go ahead, fam.
Nah, yeah, but no, especially being like professionally, like everybody come up to me and like, yo, you watch this or you do this. Especially people who don't box, they be like, yo, you do this. I'm like, bro, I don't watch boxing. So, like my man, people call me, they be like, yo, did you see? And I'm like, bro, stop asking me, did I see something? Like, I did not see it. Like, somebody reminded me that Andrzej Ward was fighting. I didn't know he was fighting. Like, I didn't even know he was fighting.
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't even know he was fighting. Like, they was like, yeah, this weekend is a big fight coming up. And I was like, was it? And they're like, yeah, Andrzej Ward. And I was like, oh, damn, it is. I was like, yo, look, you know, Cartoon Network stay on, like, loop, so I'd never really be on it. Like, I was watching, like, I was watching Rick and Morty and all that stuff like that. Like, I was just blown out. Or I don't know, I just watch different, like, I like watching, like, suspense movies and shit like that. Like, I don't know. I don't watch boxing, though.
It seemed like a question for you, Bernard. It seemed like he went right down your alley for one of your questions you like to ask fighters.
Yeah, go ahead, Bernard.
What? Because I like to ask fighters, do they read?
Yeah.
Y'all, what's up, Ronnie? This is Bernard of Truth and Facts About Boxing. What books do you like to read?
Nah, I really don't care to read though. I mean, is it intriguing if a boxer is reading or some shit like that? Like,
no, the reason why I ask is because how do you mentally prepare yourself for a fight? You know.
Okay.
That's why is there certain books that you read. I usually like to, if they say something good, I'll go pick it up or I'll take a look for it for myself.
Nah, I watch a lot of suspense movies to get myself in the zone if I'm gonna do something. I don't know. I draw a lot though, so I might draw to like get myself like mentally like relaxed. I'm really into art, so I'm more into art than reading. Like I go to like hella art museums. Like I always go to art museums, check them out, and just sit around and look at other artists' art and like take from theirs, and then do something on my art and like try to post it or even try to post some stuff to sell it. Like when I sell art, like it's a different feeling than it is boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just different.
Okay.
So I'm more into art. So I don't know. I don't read. Like probably the last book I read was like maybe a Harry Potter book or something. I don't know. No, I don't know.
No, but you know what? I want you to expound. I'm sorry. No, I want you to expound more on your art though. On when did you start drawing and when did you get into art?
I always was drawing like since I was little. Like I was like I got crazy imagination. That's why I'm like I really don't watch boxing because I don't see nobody with like imagination. So yeah, since I was little, and then I got better and I just got better, and then like I took hella art class. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to like go to college for art. I had like a full ride scholarship, but I just turned it down to do this. This is like to me it's fun. So yeah, I've been drawing like for a long time. I just like take major breaks, especially now. Like when I was like consistently fighting like every other month, like I really wasn't drawing, and then I came back. Obviously, when I had this 2-year break, like I have all the time in the world. So I've been drawing in, but yeah, I love it. It's calming, and I don't know. I'm gonna try to get into painting. Like a lot of people like ask for paintings and stuff. Like when people like want to buy my art, they're like, yo, you got to paint? I'm like, yo, I don't paint, but I'm gonna try to get into that.
Man, I thought we had lost you for good with all the art you was posting on your profile, man. I'm seeing him, he's a trainer and he's posting art. I'm like, yeah, he ain't coming back, man. We lost him.
Well, at least we know he got a backup plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you know what? People was asking, like, my great grandma would be going to church and like, people was like, yo, did Ronnie quit? And I was like, and she was like, I told the nigga, fuck nah. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, nah. I'm like, people always obviously gonna have questions because if you just see nothing but boxing and then you just start seeing art and you know what I'm saying, somebody doing like something completely that has nothing to do with, that's like when Kanye stopped rapping and he's just like all into fashion and they're like, yo, did you stop? And it's like, I just kind of was doing something else for a second. But my reason was because I had nothing else to do. Like I'm stuck. Like because I was really training hard for like the first year I was laid off. And in the second year, I was like, yo, I done pulled my hamstring. I done hurt my arm. I done did this. I'm hurting myself, and I don't even got to fight. I was like, oh, no, I'm chilling for like a good minute. I'm chilling. So, nah, all right.
All right. Any more questions, DK or Bernard or anybody?
I was going to ask, can you expound on your experience sparring with pros and how has that helped you out so far with your skill set? Like Sean Porter and such?
Yeah. But, I mean, honestly, since I was, like, 15 or, like, 14, like 15, 16, I've always been boxing pros. Like, I was in the Kodo camp at, I think I was 15. Yeah, I was 15. I think I was, like, in 10th grade. I was in the Kodo camp. So I was always boxing pros. Like, at Crump, we always had pros. You got K9, you got, you know what I'm saying, you got, obviously, Dominique. We had, Cornelius Locke at one point. We had Steve. I was boxing Steve Forbes for, like, a lot of his fights that was coming up. Vernon Paris. Like, we was boxing all pros. Like, and we was in our, like, I was in my teens, like, 15, 16, 17, like, you know what I'm saying, like, really boxing pros the whole time. So then when I went and came over and it was like boxing Sean Porter, it wasn't like, oh, man, I'm boxing Sean Porter. It was like, all right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, let's go. Like, Adrien, like, because matter of fact, I boxed Adrien. I think I was 18 when I went and boxed Adrien. So then I went and boxed him. It was like Jamel Herring, and then, you know what I'm saying, it was like Raynell Williams. And you just had so many people to box. And then, who else was I boxing? Lamont Peterson. Like, I was boxing everybody. Like, I don't, I don't duck work. Like, so it's like, yo, I'm about to learn from you anyway. Like, it's either I'm going to have to fight you or I'm going to learn from you. So it's like,
right.
I'd rather learn from you and then take something from you and then make my stuff better. And then, you know, because the person I really took from the most was Adrien. Like, when he came off that DeMarco fight, like, he was on fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like Mason in the 90s fire. Like, he was on fire. Like, he was on fire. So when I went down there and boxed him, I honestly was like, I'm going to smack him. Like, I'm going to stop him, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then it didn't go that way, like, at all. It didn't go that way at all. It's crazy. I always tell everybody the story because it was like right after Emmanuel Stewart died, after Emmanuel died, everybody was kind of lost and didn't know what to do as far as the gym went because the gym closed, like, immediately. Like, when he died, like, they shut everything down. So we was kind of like, yo, what we going to do? So my pops was like, no, bump that. Like, we about to go and get it. You know what I'm saying? He like, DeMarco just fought. And he was like, we're going to go down here and box. And we we about to really see if you got it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't saying it to me, but I guess that's what he was thinking. So he called Mike Stafford, and Mike was like, yeah, Adrien should be at the gym. We drove down there. And matter of fact, Adrien was the first one at the gym. The gym wasn't even open. He was sitting in the car, first one at the gym. And we was like, yo, the gym opening? He's like, yeah, it's going to open in like an hour. So we left. We came back. He was hooping. He played like 10 basketball games, like straight on fire, like, you know what I'm saying, just hard, like, not like I'm playing around, like, he's playing real games. So I'm like, yo, he ain't going to have no room to box nobody, you know, he playing like this. And, you know, I walked through the door, whatever, he playing, he dropped the ball or whatever, he like, you know, this who I'm boxing? And everybody like, yeah, this who you boxing? He like, you who I'm boxing? I'm like, yeah. He like, I'm going to fuck you up. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, oh, nah, I'm going to stop him. I'm like, oh, it's cool. I'm like, all right, yeah, bet. So he finished playing his games. We get to the gym. You know what I'm saying? He keep talking. He like, I seen you box before. I seen you at the U.S. Nationals. I seen you box before. You think you pretty. I'm going to stop, blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, when we boxed, he stopped everybody. He stopped everybody but me. So we was in there, you know, getting it in, but obviously he got the best of that one. Honestly, I ain't going to say, you know, I'm going to just pump like I just smashed him, nothing like that. He got the best of that. But I learned so much in the midst of it. Like, with stuff he was hitting me with, I'm like, oh, no. He hit me with that shit, I'm going to take it. He hit me with that, I'm going to take it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I hit him with, I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to work on it. You know what I'm saying? So after we boxed, he was like, yo, you got to come with me to camp. Like, you good. Like, you should come with me to camp. And after that, like, I was, like, right next to him. Wherever he went, I was there. Like, every camp he was at, I was there. So it's definitely smart to, like, try to find a boxer that kind of relates to you or kind of, like, is like you or box like you and just kind of, like, not coattail, but just, you know what I'm saying, get a liking.
Build a relationship.
Yeah, gain a relationship, you know, gain a relationship. Show them that you get dedicated. Show them that you're not just here just to do it. Like, this is what you do. And that's what he's seen with me. So he always kept me around. Like, I love boxing. I don't like to watch it, but I love it. And people can notice that. Like, I love it. Like, if you watch me box, it's different, you know. So I always tell people, like, yo, stick to somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people try to stick to me, I don't have no problem with it. Like, you trying to learn, like, trying to mooch off me. Ain't like, Adrien, give me some money. It was like, no, show me something. And he did. So that's, like, one of the ones that I, like, appreciate, you know what I'm saying, one of the most.
Yeah, there's actually tape of the Sean Porter sparring on YouTube. That's how I first became acquainted with you. I think your boy Antoine actually put us on, you know what I'm saying, into that one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, this kid nice right here, man, to be doing this with Porter.
And that was a bad day. That was a bad day right there.
Yeah, you definitely held your own. I thought you got the best of that session, you know what I'm saying, personally. I'm like, wow, you know, this is Sean Porter, current champ right now, and
right.
He's getting down
that was an off day. It was crazy how it happened too. Like, my dad always would like put me like he'd walk up to anybody like, yo, I want my son to box you. Like, and people would be looking like, yo, this nigga crazy. And I remember because he was like, he asked Kenny, he was like, yeah, man, we want some work with Sean. And Kenny was like, you know, Sean's 20-0, right? And my dad like, yeah, we want some work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was, like, really, like, looking at me like, yo, what is up with him? But I don't know. Like I said, we boxed. Like, I was, like, my whole amateur career, we boxed pros. So it wasn't, like, nothing new. It was nothing, like, new. So it was, like, all right, like, you know. And it was, to me, it was a bad day. So when they recorded it, I was like, damn. Like, they about to hold me. Like, but people really had a good reaction to it. Like, I really didn't care for that sparring. I still don't. Like, I never watch it. Like, I just look at the comments and, like, laugh. People are like, okay.
All right. So I kind of wanted to ask you a question about pretty much what are some of your short-term and long-term goals with, getting your career back on track and, you know, some of the things you want to accomplish. Where would you like to go, with your career right now, man, and obviously long-term?
Short-term, I really want to get be over exaggerating with my goals. I really want to get at least like 5 or 6 fights in this year, at least 5 or 6. Try to find a promotional company that's like genuine. Like, really, honestly, I'm looking for genuine people. Last few wasn't genuine. I'm looking for genuine. Like, that's all pretty much that's all I'm asking for. Like, with anybody. You know what I'm saying? You got a genuine relationship with me, then I got a genuine relationship with you. You don't, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how it is. I mean, that's how the world should work. You nice to me, I'm nice to you. You mean to me, I mean to you. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I'm looking for in the short-term goal. Long-term goal is, I don't know, I really just want to take boxing to another level, like, far as, like, performance-wise. Like, I don't know, like, it's cool, but it ain't as edgy with me. Like, I really want to take it, like, WCW. Now, I don't want to say WWE because WWE wet, but, like, WWF, WCW, like, kind of, like, not like we faking and then we giving belts away, but kind of like it's just showmanship. Like, there's no showmanship, and then, like, the few that we have, they don't like it because it's, like, a little bit too much. Like, it's like, all right, you're going too far left, or we don't like it because it's doing too much. I just want to keep it in a range where people enjoy it. It's enjoyable, where it's not like where you cringe a little bit, like, damn, you said that. Just enough for you to just be happy with it. You know what I'm saying? When it come on, all right, we had a good fight, bad fight, off fight, whatever. You enjoyed it, and you would come back, and you would pay again. Like, that's what boxing is about. It's not about being undefeated the whole time. Like, everybody's not going to be undefeated the whole time, obviously. So while you here, I want you to have a good time. I want to put on the show every time. And win, lose, or draw, I want you to be happy with the performance that I put on.
All right. Any goals? So I'm pretty sure most fighters get in the game for championships.
And pound for
well.
pound, and pound for pound. Pound for pound. I want to be like pound for pound champ, like for like 5 years straight. What else? I don't know about that. Like, the belt thing is kind of like everybody want a belt, but I just want, like, I definitely want to do the pound for pound thing because it's hard for people to get there. I got a question for y'all though, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Who's pound for pound right now? Number one. Lomachenko.
Well,
Go ahead.
Andre Ward. Hell no. We're gonna argue. We're gonna argue on that one. Hey, Ronnie. We're gonna argue on that one, man. For real. We can go back and forth all day.
We can.
Andre
definitely.
Ward.
Who you got
Fight
pound for pound?
Blue Moon. No.
You got who?
He fight every blue moon. No.
He just
Don't
had
matter.
straight.
He just had 3
that's
fights
like
straight. He beat the boogeyman of the sport.
Ronnie, who you
That's
got
like
pound for pound number one?
saying on the top prospect. That's not valid. So he fights real pure nearest. It's not. Lomachenko came out the gate.
He already lost. Lomachenko's not even top. Lomachenko's not even top 5. He already lost. He has a loss on his record in 10 fights. That's not valid. He lost to a guy that's not a champion. That's not valid. That's not valid.
He came out.
That's not valid.
First professional fight for a belt. Who's done that? Then he came back. He beat Gary. Everybody fight.
Hold on.
If you look at his resume, man.
Hold on. Noye did it. He did it before Vasil Lomachenko did at flyweight and light flyweight. He beat 2 champions. No, I watch him. He beat 2 champions. He beat Omar Narvaez. He beat Adrien Hernandez. He got 2 belts and 2 different weight classes in 2014 and under 10 fights before Lomachenko did it. And he's still undefeated.
Okay.
And he's
look, okay, we get that. All right, well, okay, I'll give you that, right? But nobody knows them. So
that don't matter. Popularity is in the eye of the beholder. That shit don't matter.
I'm saying. So Lomachenko came out the gate. Okay, the other guy did, but he still came out the gate. He took that first L, which is questionable. Then he came back. He just smacked Walters. He's smacking everybody they put in front of him. It's not even the competition. Now, Ward, he's number 2. I will put Crawford number 3. No, you will put Crawford number 3.
But Vasil, if you really look at his resume, like I said, Vasil is a talented fighter, but you can't compare the resumes. And he fought Martinez, who had no chance. He fought Sosa, a unification bout, I believe. I mean, but
no, Sosa, there was no unification about the belt. He gave the belt up.
Oh well, like I said, I think he's being protected a little bit because I respect him about to fight Salido to get there, set the record straight. But there's a lot of guys he has to fight before we say he's number 1. He's a top 5 at that. You know what I'm saying?
He's a good fighter, but nah.
So who you need to fight for y'all to say he's the best?
Say that again.
I said, who y'all need him to fight to say he's the best?
I need him.
I probably need to see Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia for me. Yeah, I need to see Mikey Garcia.
No, fuck that. He lost to one style already. That was Orlando Salido, and he has not shown that he could beat that style again. So there's actually an asterisk next to his name when it comes to him being able to fight all different styles. We don't know that yet because he's lost to the high pressure, high volume, the type of bull cheating style in Orlando Salido. He can't beat that style as far as I'm concerned. So how does he come one?
If he fight him again, he's tough.
But that's speculation, though. He already fought him and lost. We need to see him beat that style again.
That's his first professional fight.
It doesn't matter. We can't erase it. We can't erase it just because it was his first fight.
He can't erase it, but it was his first professional fight. How you gonna hold the first?
He still needs to beat that style.
That's like me coming out the gate fighting Danny Garcia. I lose. And then you hold it against me like, oh well, no.
We didn't tell him to do that. He did. Hey, he did that, fam. We didn't tell him to do that.
Wrong since then.
Let me ask you, what makes him, what puts him above Andre Ward to you? What is it? Is it the short amount of fights that he's done it in, or what is it that ultimately seals it as far as putting it? Okay.
It's more than one thing. I mean, he, like I said, like you said, he's done it in a short amount of time. He only has 10 fights or 8 fights, 9 fights now.
I think it's 10 now. Yeah.
We got the same amount of fights. He got 10 fights. He did it in 10 fights. Okay, his first fight he took an L, but when he beat Gary Russell, he made a statement. When he beat Walters, he definitely made a statement because Walters was knocking everybody out.
Walter's on a year layoff, and he had a draw in his last fight before that. So he didn't make that big mistake.
We ain't telling him go do that, like you just said. We ain't telling him to do that. He should.
No. But he had a draw in his fight before he fought Pascal. It wasn't a big statement.
but also you said, not to cut you off, Ronnie, but you said that he done it quicker than Ward. But you got to also look when Ward won his first title. It was 5-6 years ago. So it wasn't as easy to get a belt back then as it is now. Because one of us could just come in there, we in shape or whatever, get a belt. Because there's so many.
I wouldn't say that. I still wouldn't say that. Because it wasn't like, okay, definitely, you can definitely get a belt. I see people with the A, B, C, D, E, F, G belt all the time. But he went after Salido. So Salido didn't have no regular belt. Like, Salido had the one. What did he have? Did he have the WBO or the W? He had a belt.
It was actually a vacant belt when they were fighting.
It was vacant.
I believe.
He wasn't a champion. He was vacant. He wasn't a champion.
But what belt was it though?
The WBO.
Okay, it was a WBO. It was vacant, but he still was going for the WBO first fight. Now imagine if he won that. He didn't, but imagine if he won that for his first fight. You WBO champion? Come on, like who's qualified to do that? Like who's doing that? Like
but
I could have took that route if I knew this was like if I knew that was the way. Why not? We fight.
And Ronnie, if you were pushed by the right people, you'd been able to do that, fam. But you weren't pushed in the way that Lomachenko was pushed.
Like I wish shit. I mean, if I knew what I knew now, I would just wound it and be like, yo, damn, for the first fight, let's go for the WBO.
I mean, if you sign the top rank, who has a team to me that have a connection with the WBO because all their fighters had WBO belts, of course you would get a
BBC.
But then it's also different because he had the enormous,
the 400 fight amateur that grand.
So you want Liberty 3 times, he was gonna get that regardless. But without that, his skill set, his speed, his way to elude punches, his illusion, like it's just all great. Like
he's good. He's good.
I mean, it's like Biggie to Pac. Like Biggie came out the gate like, man, I'm like, oh man, we never seen him like that before. And then it's like Pac like took his time and grew. Like, I mean, we could go back and forth all we want, but in my opinion, I just like that right now. Pound for pound.
No doubt.
Ain't no wrong with that.
All right, I forgot what I was about to ask you.
And Adrian's gonna beat whatever that guy's name.
Mikey
Garcia? Oh man, I'm gonna have to call Ronnie myself, man. Ronnie, you gonna be on the guys about and we gonna argue, fam.
He might stop him.
Are you gonna help him prepare for that fight?
Huh?
Are you gonna help him prepare for that fight, or that's
you know what? I might go down there and do that. But I want to fight on that card, but I won't be able to.
Yeah.
I got a cruise that I got to attend, but if I didn't pay all this money up ahead of time, I'd have went back. Like, I'd have fought on that. But I honestly hope something happened. They be like, yo, either push it forward or push it back so I could get on it.
Well, just tell them to hold it for you, man. Tell them let you fight.
Yeah, when I seen the date, I was crushed. I was like, fuck. Like, damn. I was telling my girl, I'm like, yo, when we go on this cruise? She's like, the 29th. I was like, hold on, let me look on. I'm like, fuck, man. So hopefully Adrien do something. Like, I don't know. He'll do something. I hope he do something to put it back. Like, no, I don't want to do it, and then come back like, I want to do it. I don't know, because I really want to get on that card. Yeah. Okay, how y'all feel about Robert Easter, though?
I love him. That's my dude, man. That's my guy.
One of my favorite fighters.
135 Tommy Hearns. 135 Tommy Hearns. That's how I love it.
I don't know about all that now. We got to see. Hey.
I'm talking about just the length and that power. You mean that lengthy power, man. That wiry power.
The only issue I have with him is when he gets his opponent on the ropes, he smothers his punches. I wish he was more precise. and precision like Sergey.
I mean, it's the same and something else, like something that I say with AB, like the activity, man, like the output ain't always there from him. I think Robert Easter could make his fight so much easier if he kept that long ass jab out there, but he has these spells where he just ain't.
I love boxing route. I like boxing route. It's good. That's like one of my favorite like people to start. It's route.
Yeah. Yeah,
but let me ask you another question, Ronnie, before we let you go. If for people that haven't seen you fight, man, and I know you say you don't watch a lot of boxing now, but stylistically, what do you do? Can you name fighters that actually have added to your style? And if you could put that into one, the fighters that have made you or made them put into your style mostly,
probably
help you create who you are.
Probably Goku. Nah, fuck with you. Definitely for a minute, I took from Adrien like tough. Like it was like I definitely look back at my old stuff. Like, dang, you was young as hell. You just was like taking everything. Adrien, Floyd, my another dude I like watch a lot is Pernell Whitaker. As far as the defense goes, I definitely watch a lot of his fights, and he definitely was robbed by Cesar Chavez. But we're gonna keep pushing past that.
And De La Hoya.
Who else? Mildred Taylor. I watch a lot of him. Like that's when I watch. I don't. So please, okay, don't get it twisted. I watch boxing. Like I was watching it yesterday. I just don't watch current boxing. So I like watch tapes. I watch film. I just was watching the Corrales and Floyd fight yesterday. And what else was I watching today? I watched something. Oh, the Castillo, the first one.
Yeah.
I was watching that yesterday too. I don't know.
Who won that fight? Who won that fight?
Huh?
Who won the Castillo Floyd Mayweather first fight? Come on,
yeah. So factually speaking, you know who won the fight by the number. If you look at the numbers, there's no way he won. But I can see how they gave it to him. So that's my answer.
Floyd out there listening.
Where you going?
Yeah. So Floyd's like, you not coming back into my gym saying no shit like that.
By the numbers, I can see how they thought Castillo won, but I mean, I don't know. No, really watching that fight, I don't know, bruh. It was. I think. Like, if I'm really gonna say, like, if he won, I'm thinking the judges judge it off cleaner shots. If you talking about he won, but by the numbers, no, he didn't. But I mean, because I remember I watched it so many times, but I watched it last night, and I was, damn. Yeah. I had somebody with me that don't watch boxing, and they was like, yo, he lost, and I was like, damn.
I mean that high output
sitting there as a fan, like and like disbelief, like damn, they did get it. Oh well, like you kind of the ones like, oh well, it's for the best. So,
yeah.
You like, oh, what a hit you with one of those, like yo, he died. Oh, it was for the best. Like nah, yeah, he definitely.
Damn. Word up. I appreciate that honesty right there. That's what's up. I had him winning, but I wanted to see what your reaction would be on that since you've been to his gym and all that. So I appreciate the honesty on that one, fam.
I mean, yeah, I see him all the time. Matter of fact, the next time I see him, I'm gonna ask him about it. Yeah. Like every time I see him with, like I said, last time I really had like talked to him was in December. We talked for a little minute, and he was telling me what I should do better to be a better fighter than I am now. And we was talking for a minute. And I asked him about the Endo fight. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what mode was you in? Because he sat there in the pocket and he like went and he was going for punch, which he usually doesn't do. And he gave me some crazy answer. I can't remember. He was like, some days you just got to be fluid, and then some days you got to be money. And I just let it go. I didn't ask him nothing else because I was like, damn, you just kind of killed my question. But all right, I'll take that. So next time I see him, I ask him like, yo, what did you really think about the Castillo fight? I asked him like,
That'd be cool.
I would ask him. I wouldn't hesitate to ask him. I'm like, yo, what you think about this? Like, you thought you were? Like,
you know,
oh,
he
ask him something different. Like, yo, I mean, what do you? You know, I mean, he always have a. He always have a response, but every time this response doesn't be the response I want, but it's like whatever he answered it. So. like some days you gotta be fully, some days you gotta be money. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, I was meaning, like, did you, like, the game plan? Like, what the fuck was you thinking? Not money. Like, no. Like, damn, jump out of the facade for like 5 seconds for me. Like, you know, he's just cool though. No, he's super cool. Like, when we was on the jet and stuff like that, like, he was definitely, like, he shows love though. You know what I'm saying, when you catch him. Because I never really be around to catch him. Like, people like, yo, he asked about you. And I you know what I'm saying, like, when I catch him, I catch him. When he catch me, he catch me. But I don't really be on that tip like that. I be in my own little world.
That's what's up.
Vegas so big.
We definitely want to thank you for coming on, and we're going to plug your fight, man. You fighting on the undercard on June 30th of Robert Easter versus Shafikov. Do you know your opponent? Could you name your opponent for us?
Nah, they ain't give it to me. As a matter of fact,
TBD.
Huh?
They gave you a TBD determined.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much, because I just got off the phone. Not just got off the phone, but I called them like 2 days ago, and they was like, yeah, we get it tomorrow, and they just haven't gave it back to me yet. So I'm just waiting. So, I'm just happy to be back in the ring. I don't care who it is, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely glad to have you back, man. Like I said, I thought we had lost you for to the art world. You know, we thought you was about to be the next Van Gogh and leave it. Yes. But we're glad to have you back, and thank you definitely for coming on, man, and shedding some light on your situation for those.
Hey, come back again. Come back again, man. Come back again on the show, man. I definitely want to hear your take after the War versus Cole too. And after Broner loses to Garcia, I definitely want to hear what you got to say.
Man, we definitely
think Garcia's gonna beat him, huh?
I mean, it's a matter of the mental thing with Adrien, man. You never know what you're gonna get. Like, you know, he's like the Porter fight. He just didn't mentally show up. Like, you never know what you're going to get. You know, athletically, physically, he has the skills, yeah.
Well, it's all about styles, man. I predicted both his losses right on the money with Maidana and Sean Porter. I'm predicting this one. It's all about styles, man. Stylistically, it's a bad matchup for Adrien Broner. The biggest thing that he has in his favor is the weight. But the fight's at 140, so that could be something that can be detrimental to him, because he hasn't been able to make 140 in the last couple of fights. So, I mean, we'll see, but it's not looking good for him, man.
Yeah. And maybe you can bring him on next time.
I definitely hope for the best for Adrien and everything. I always pull for him, man, but it's just like I really like Mikey is really technically sound, man. Robert Garcia as his trainer, his brother. He really technically sound, man, and you know his record speaks for itself. 3-division champ. I mean, AB is a 4-division champ, you know, but AB ain't really brought it the last couple of years, man, and he got a lot riding on this fight. So I'm definitely pulling.
Do or die, man. Tell him, man. We want him to win, but it's do or die for real.
Yeah, definitely. Could just text me, man. I'll jump back on here and talk with y'all about it if I watch it.
All right. Good looking, Ronnie.
I'll send you the link to the YouTube fight, man. I'll send you the link. Make sure you watch it.
All right.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, for sure.
All right, so this is a segment I'm actually dreading coming up. I'm glad it's early in the show. Get it out the way. But on a brighter note, I'm happy. Two second round knockout. Superman them hoes. Adonis Superman Stevenson.
Superman
the 15-year-old.
Wow, man, y'all really gonna do that on this show? That is not PC. But
he must order you some chicken. He ordered you 2-piece chicken, man, for that second round. round knockout because you surely greasing them up right now. Man.
Anyways, but he knocked out Andrzej Fonfara in their long-awaited rematch to their highly disputed first fight, to which he won.
Undisputed about that.
Shut up, man. Why are you fucking up the drama? Why are you fucking up the dramatics? I'm trying to.
Because then nobody wanted to see that rematch, and it wasn't needed.
Nobody
All
wanted
right, man.
Exactly.
All right, so everything pretty much went the way I said it was going to happen last week on the show. Everybody pretty much predicted it, I guess. But I'll go ahead and let 2K do his thing because I know he wants to highlight the negatives as opposed to the positives because that's just the kind of nigga he is when it comes to Adonis.
Yeah, he is a hating ass nigga, but he ain't hating on this
You know
one.
what? Y'all wrong. I'm gonna start with the first.
He finna start calling y'all some hoe ass niggas eventually.
You know what? And I'm fired up too, cause Ronnie Austion got me fired up with that whole Vasil Lomachenko #1 shit. So it ain't gonna be. But look,
Podcast is unsafe now.
it's unsafe as of now. Positive. Adonis Stevenson did knock him out in the second round. That's the positive. See, in the first fight, he was whooping his ass, and then the tide turned in the second half of the fight. He ended up getting dropped. And then, it happened the way it happened. And after that fight, people left that fight saying, damn, dog, they fight again in a rematch, Fonfara might beat him. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you right now, I was one of those people. But let me tell you when I said that. I said that before he fought Joe Smith. Way before that. I said it before he looked the way he looked against Chad Dawson. Way before that. I said it actually before he fought Chavez Jr. When he beat Chavez Jr., I was like, yo, that's a good fight if it's a rematch. After the Joe Smith fight, when I saw how he got knocked out, I was like, okay, never mind. Scratch him off the list. Adonis will just knock him out again. Then I watched the Chad Dawson fight. I said, definitely don't even not scratch him off the list. Wipe that nigga's name out off the motherfucking list because he would definitely get knocked out by Adonis Stevenson. And what happened? He ended up fighting Adonis Stevenson next. So the point is here with that scenario is that if Adonis would have rematched him immediately, it could have been a different fight. But since he had the things going bad for him leading up to this second fight, we all knew this fight had a foregone conclusion. We all knew Adonis Stevenson was going to win rather easily. And I will give him credit in winning in the fashion he did because dude had absolutely no fundamentals done. I mean, literally, let me just say this. If Adonis fights Andre Ward, Artur Beterbiev, Sullivan Beretta, always forget the other Russian cat's name at light heavyweight. He beat yeah, thank you. Gavadzik. Thank you very much. Gavadzik. If he fights any of those guys, right, and I think I mentioned Andre Ward, but take him off the list. He's upper echelon. Any of those three guys, Beterbiev, Barrera, Gavadzik, at light heavyweight, he loses his fucking title if he fights him the way he fought Andrzej Fonfara. And the way he fought Andrzej Fonfara is pretty much the same way he fought Tony Bellew, the same way he fought Tavoris Cloud, the same way he fought Dmitry Sukotsky, you know what I'm saying? And that is running around the ring, chasing his opponent with his left hand cocked, okay? When he threw a right hand in this fight, now Twine was picking on me a little bit yesterday. He's like, nigga, you only going to be able to analyze a 30-second fight, which is completely false because the nigga's a Adonis Stevenson fanboy. It's completely false. You know what I'm saying? I can look at what he did in this fight coupled with what he did in all his previous fights because he looked exactly the same. There is nothing new to analyze. It's what I took from his older fights is exactly what I took from this fight. Okay? He throws a right hand, he's completely off balance. Go back and watch the first round before he actually hurt Fonfara. He was throwing right hands and he found his feet parallel to each other after he threw the right hand. Then he had to go back and put his right foot first again. That is basic boxing 101. How the fuck are you a champion, right, with the most prestigious belt out there, and you can't keep yourself in balance after throwing an offhand? That don't make no motherfucking sense to me, okay? Another thing, This nigga had Fonfara hurt, right? Clubbing left hand. Beautiful shot. Fonfara landed a right hand at the same time that didn't do anything to him. Beautiful right hand, knocks him down. Or left hand, knocks him down. Fonfara gets up. Stevenson proceeds to literally chase this motherfucker with his left hand cocked. Hits him again. Hits him with like 8 left hands, right? Hurts Fonfara. Well, at that time, he probably hit him with like 2 left hands. Hurts Fonfara. Fonfara goes up against the ropes. Adonis Stevenson was trying to get a right hand in, but he couldn't. He didn't have any leverage on it, so he started pity-patting him. If y'all don't believe what I'm saying, go back and watch the fight. He started pity-patting him. Also, at the same time he was pity-patting him up against the ropes, his fucking feet were parallel again. And it was because he was trying to throw a right hand with leverage. What I'm trying to tell you guys is he has absolutely no right hand. He is 100% a one-handed fighter. And I've said that before, but this fight really showed me how much of a one-handed fighter he is. It was just that Fonfara was so fucking dumb and being hurt, that he was too dumb to clinch, and he was too dumb to even try to evade one motherfucking hand. He couldn't do it. And that's why I believe the stoppage was a great stoppage. Even my fucking wife was sitting there watching the fight. She's like, this guy only has one hand. She thought the nigga only had one hand, dog. She thought the nigga only had one hand. You see what I'm saying? That's not boxing. If he goes in the ring with any of those guys, and I'm not even mentioning Andre Ward or Sergey Kovalev, he gets knocked the fuck out, fam. If he doesn't get knocked out, he loses 120 to 108. If those guys are able to do what a regular boxing guy is able to do, and that is, oh, I see he's only throwing one shot. Let me fucking move. Let me block. Let me move my head a little bit so I don't get hit by that same shot over and over. I mean, some fighters get hit by the same shot as the fight progresses. You know what I'm saying? You don't see top-level fighters getting hit with the same fucking shot 8 times in a row. Literally. One after another, after another, after another, after another, until it turns into 8 of them. You don't see that. Okay? So if he gets in a ring with these top-level guys, you know what I'm saying? He gets beat easily, fam. That is my thing with Adonis. Also, Jim Gray, the most non-controversial post-interview announcer or post-fight interviewer, even felt he had to get at Adonis, fam. Even he felt he had to get in that ass a little bit. He did, you know, he was kind of goofy in doing it. Probably was a little scared and shit because he had a big-ass black dude standing right next to him that was fucking speaking. He's probably scared as fuck. But even he overstepped his boundaries and faced his fear.
You pushing some Kovalev boundaries there, TK.
Exactly. Even he overstepped his boundaries, you know what I'm saying, and fucking faced his fear and said, hey, when you're going to fight somebody that people actually know, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. That's what he meant. Like, when are you going to fight a credible name? When are you going to have a credible title defense? And this dumbass, goofy-looking nigga with a motherfucking king hat on after only beating bums, niggas that I've beaten up already. You know what I'm saying? This nigga talking about, I'm the king. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. Matter of fact, I'm dropping the 175, nigga. I want the belt. I'll fight that nigga. The fuck
yeah, if it was Kovalev, it is a language barrier, man. It's a language barrier. That's all it is.
He making excuses for that chicken ducking nigga.
It's the language barrier. That's all it is. They speak French.
He ducked the English language too?
What? Yeah. Bottom line is this. With all bullshit aside, bottom line is this, and I'll let y'all have it. Adonis Stevenson, I think that was his 5th or 6th title defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
His only credible win is when he got the title, and that was from Chad Dawson. And what I mean by credible is a fighter that walked into the ring with him, and people were saying this is a good fight. Now I know what a lot of people are going to say. Well, hell, if that's the case, then none of Floyd Mayweather's wins were credible. Adonis Stevenson is not on the level of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's skill set superseded everybody by twofold. So top contenders that were getting in the ring with Floyd, he was still like a minus 900 favorite, okay? Adonis Stevenson's skill set does not supersede everybody's in the division, and quite honestly, his skill set is not as good as some of the other guys who aren't even fucking champions in the division, okay? So with that said, there is room for Adonis to fight guys where coming into the fight, we can be like, oh, this might be a good, close fight. He doesn't have any of those type of wins on his resume, okay, with the exception of Chad Dawson, where in that fight, he was actually seen as a tune-up and Chad Dawson's return to light heavyweight after losing to Andre Ward. So I do give him credit for knocking out a guy that everyone saw, that everyone thought that he was just going to get ran over as a tune-up, okay? But after that, Tavoris Cloud is probably the second one. But Tavoris Cloud had already been washed up at that time. He lost to Bernard Hopkins, and before that, he caught a juke. Because I know what a juke is. He got a robbery decision.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Yeah, and Gabriel Campillo. Gabriel Campillo beat the hell out of Tavoris Cloud, but they gave him the call. So at that point in time, he was already a fighter where nobody really took him seriously, and Stevenson fought him. The other guys, Sikotsky, nobody even knew who the fuck he was. Ends up Dimitri Sikotsky's a motherfucker that I used to always argue with on Facebook. I didn't even know it was really him. You know what I'm saying? I know that nigga. Tony Bellew, we already know that nigga was a joke at 175. That's why he went to Cruiserweight. Okay? So, and you got Andrzej Fonfara before that. I saw him fight Gabriel Campillo. I didn't think he was a good fighter when I saw him fight Gabriel Campillo. So when they announced the Stevenson fight the first time, I was like, oh, this is a bullshit fight. It's not that good. Okay? So, I mean, it's the only credible win. And then, of course, Tommy Carpenter. We won't even go there. So the only credible win he had is Chad Dawson. That's the bottom line problem I have with Adonis Stevenson. There are guys. There's at least 6 guys that I can name right off the top that he can fight. And, you know, we can say after winning that fight, hey, dog, that's a credible win. But he's not fighting those guys. He's got to fight him, fam. That's my only problem.
All right. We're going to go ahead and pass it off to Bernard on this one, man. Anything you'd like to chime in here? Bernard? Bernardine? Bernard.
He must have muted his ass.
Bernard, where you at? Okay, Bernard. Fuck you, twat.
He muted him, bro.
Yeah, he muted me. You know what?
Premeditated.
That's all I got to say. I agree with everything 2K said. And in the words of Bo, Adonis Dickinson. That's all I got to say.
I'm just saying, man, we done seen a lot of shit, I guess, just because it was a fight week for him. But for the most part, man, as much as people sit up there and say they don't like the motherfucker and don't watch him and shit like that, they surely do be talking about him for some reason. So it must be something.
We talk about shit in boxing we don't like.
For a motherfucker that got one hand, hey, you guys just still watch him.
He fighting motherfuckers. He fighting motherfuckers. Yeah, he's a lineal champion.
Yeah.
The lineal. You guys admitted it. Woo! We don't have wax.
Oh, hold on. We don't have a problem with saying he's a lineal champion. And honestly, quite honestly, let me say this, and you might get shocked. I don't have a problem with what he said in his post-fight conference when he said, I'm the lineal champion. I don't have to call anybody out. He's absolutely right. The problem I do have is motherfuckers are calling you out, you big ugly-ass nigga. Why the fuck you ain't fighting them?
I'm the queen. I'm the queen.
You over there giving a nigga who's not even really considered a top-level contender, or let me say, a top-level fighter. He is a top-level contender. A guy that's not even considered a top-level fighter in Eleider Alvarez. Step aside, money. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Nobody takes that seriously.
What the fuck you put in your eggs this morning, man? What the?
2K had 15 today. 2K had 15 today.
Oh,
Adonis
Stevenson. Have some cayenne pepper, because he extra spicy on that one, man.
Adonis Stevenson bring that out of motherfuckers, man. I hate watching this motherfucker fight. And I wasn't even excited for the fight, but I watched it because he a champion. I knew we was going to be talking about that bitch-ass motherfucker. I mean, he did what he's supposed to do, but like 2K said, he a one-handed fighter. That motherfucker got stamina issues, got chin issues. Darnell Boone already checked that motherfucker's chin once, you know, and it's just a matter of time before a credible opponent check it again, you know. So hopefully he does fight the winner of Ward Kovalev.
No, I got a question. But I'll wait till you finish it, cool.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I got a question. I got a real question. I don't think Stevenson's going to fight the winner of Kovalev Ward. And here's why.
No, he's going to fight Alvarez. And I don't think freaking Ward. I honestly think this is Ward's fight. I honestly feel that he's not going to fight anybody else after this. Like, Ward is going to retire after this fight. So, I mean, that's pretty much that right there. But, like, I didn't see that fight happening no way. Of course, you got the Alvarez thing that has to happen now after fucking 3 setbacks or 3 times of him having to fight eliminators. I don't think there's any more way to get around that. I don't think Ward is going to fight after, you know, this Kovalev fight would probably be his last fight. I don't think so.
I don't think niggas want to fight. He telling y'all shit to piss y'all off. You know?
I mean, like, I don't think he has anything in the game by fighting the Gavatsik and, you know, these motherfuckers right now coming up at 175. Like, I still don't. It would just be him defending it. It would just be him defending his title. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
see him defending. Well, go.
Well, Big Cool already said it. He just said it right now. I'll let him say it. What did he say he was going to do, Big Cool?
He said he wanted to go win a Cruiserweight title, so shit.
Exactly. He already said that's what he said.
I haven't heard that's right. Okay.
No.
Ward said that years ago, bro.
Ward said that he wanted to go. He talked about Cruiserweight, but his biggest thing was he wanted to win.
Yeah, I heard heavyweight. I didn't know it was Cruiserweight. Okay.
Yeah, that was his biggest thing. He wanted to win a heavyweight title. I don't think he's going to retire after Kovalev, especially, let's say if he loses, he's definitely not retiring. If he wins, I think he will look for the Adonis fight. Adonis will duck him. Then he'll probably have to go to Cruiserweight or heavyweight. And I don't think he'll retire. I really don't. I don't think so.
Okay, we know he ain't fucking nobody in heavyweight.
You guys
I love Ward. He ain't fucking nobody in heavyweight unless it's Joseph Parker.
Yeah.
You guys have interest in him at Cruiserweight? Like, I guess I would like to see him against possibly Usyk, but I'm just like, the rest of these guys at Cruiserweight, I don't know, man. I like Maurice Breedis a little bit, his skill set up there.
Just a challenge, though. Just a challenge of him even fighting one of those guys would be something in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can go to Roy Jones round. You know, he fight the weakest champion, you know, and win it. Just, you know, just good to see great fighters, real fighters challenge themselves, not fight bums and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or motherfuckers that shouldn't be in the ring with them. So, you know. Ward don't got to worry about it. He ain't got to fight no more to get into the Hall of Fame. Adonis Stevenson does. So,
what you over there tee-heeing about, nigga? Shut up. Nah, but that's it, man. I'm going to be the positivity, the light shedder. You know, big up Adonis. Big up Adonis. I'm proud of you holding it down for the Caribbean.
Dark niggas the dark skin ducking niggas.
And with that one hand, that A button, you have held it down.
That dig
like
that
kung fu, fu on Nintendo.
Hey, remember this. Hey, when he get knocked the fuck out, remember this, Twine. Don't act like you gotta go to wherever you gotta go to cover a fight. Anything. Bring your ass on the show when he gets knocked out by whoever.
Big cool. But let me say this. Twine knows. Twine just fucking trolling like a motherfucker. He knows, dog. Because if you say Twine has not disagreed with anything I've been saying over the past 2 days, he fucking knows how limited Adonis is. he's supporting a black fighter, which which is good. I can't knock him for that. And he's just trolling us, nigga. He always.
I know he's trolling. I know he's trolling.
Motherfucking knows.
All right, man. But for real, Adonis, Alvarez fight, you do got to take that, man. I don't even like the fight personally. I want to see you in there against somebody for real too. I think Gavacic, you're right. I think Gavacic beats him. I like Gavacic stylistically. He's real clean in there. But like I said, man, equalizer. I mean, if he hits you with it, it's there, man. So I mean, he always got that punch there. That equalizer. And like I said, nobody ever expected Adonis to win no belt, man. Started fighting. Yeah, I mean, he started fighting late. You know what I'm saying? He had a handful of amateur fights before going to prison and came back and, you know what I'm saying, when he got out of prison and started fighting pro at like 28, 29. So for him to fucking win a lineal title, none of that shit was expected of him. So that's why I'd be really, you know what I'm saying?
I give that nigga credit for that. That's it. I give that nigga credit for making something out of himself. I ain't mad at that. But after that, he ain't shit as a champion other than beating Strad Dawson.
Yeah.
All right, so we had a lot of news on boxing this week, man. That we still got to cover. We're gonna get into this first little card that was put out there. Ronnie Austion actually put it out there. Well, no, Ronnie didn't he put it out there that he said he wanted to be on it, but it's looking like Adrien Broner and Mikey Garcia have agreed to fight on July 29th. And as well, I think Jarret Hurd and Austin Trout would be on that card.
Alexander Colazo too, maybe. Even though I don't think y'all care about it, but still.
All right, so that's looking like it's shaping up to be a nice card at the Barclays, man. Let me get you guys' thoughts on this. We already went through it a little bit, so I don't think we need to go into too much detail. But just a quick breakdown as far as what you guys think of this fight, stylistically, weight-wise, just everything, man. Show and prove pretty much for both of them what both these fighters have to gain from this fight or lose. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with Big Cool on this one.
I mean, it's the same story with Adrien Broner. Will he come in shape? Will he make the weight anyway? And if so, will he do it comfortably? And will he let his hands go? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I got a feeling, but I'm not confident in my feeling, but I got a feeling he may have the Victor Ortiz moment and kind of shock the world by beating Mikey Garcia, but I'll hold off on saying that for sure until I see some footage of him in camp and actually doing something that's going towards improving himself. But I'm a roll with Mikey, but I wouldn't be surprised if Adrien had his one moment of actually beating a legitimate top elite guy come July 29th. And for Mikey, man, it's just how he deals with going against a bigger but shorter guy who can, punch when he let his hands go. But Mikey is the better fighter. He can press, he can walk you down, he can punch, he can counter, and he's dedicated. So he should win. But this is boxing, and we always get treated with the unexpected.
All right, we're going to let Burnett go on this one. What are your initial thoughts on this being signed? Is it as big a fight as we were making of it? Like, we've had a pretty big year of fights already as far as competitive ones and top matchups. Do you guys think this one falls in line with that, Bernard? Do you think this falls in line with what we've been seeing so far this year with the matchups?
I think it's a big fight, but I got a different perspective on it. I think when it first came up, I think it's Heyman throwing Broner to the wolves because he's tired of Broner's antics. But after looking at it again, I think he's going to build Mikey Garcia. He knows he doesn't star in Mikey Garcia. What better thing to do other than is to build a star up off another star and turn him into superstar status. So if Mikey Garcia beats Broner on July 29th and he beats him in convincing fashion, look for him to push Mikey Garcia to the Mexican and try to get them, even though he's already with the Mexican fan base, but possibly either push him maybe to possibly the pay-per-view status. I think that's going to be the first star you can see from the Heyman stable since Mayweather as a superstar status if Mikey Garcia to be pay-per-view. That's what I'm taking from this fight. Other than that, I don't think it's a good fight for Broner, but I give credit where credit due. Broner will say he will fight anybody. He's fighting Mikey Garcia. We always got that focus, Broner, what type of Broner we're going to see. The thing I want to see out of this fight is will Broner make 140 pounds? And if so, how would that play out in the bout? Will he get sluggish, or will he be able to last for 12 rounds or whatever like that? So let's see.
All right, and passing on to 2K, man. I know we pretty much all got our thoughts as far as who's gonna win this fight, but for AB to really be competitive and win this fight, what is it gonna take, man? Well, what do we need to see from him in the ring to actually beat Garcia right now, who is coming off a very big win against the Hans-Leder Kanan, who a lot of people thought that was a dangerous fight, being only his second fight off of the long layoff. What do we need to see from him?
Well, first off, I will answer that question. I just want to express that I'm very, very, very interested in this fight. I think it's an excellent matchup. There's going to be a lot of different things that are intriguing as far as can Adrien Broner make the weight, will move into 140, possibly hamper Mikey Garcia's movement and stamina. It's a very intriguing fight. Also, as much as Adrien Broner pisses me off with his antics, there's one thing that I've never criticized him on, like I just criticized Adonis Stevenson on, and that is he will fight any fucking body. Adrien Broner does no ducking, man. He fights whoever is talking about it, man. So that's big ups on him for taking this. This is a difficult fight, dog. Now to answer your question, he's got to get out of that wide stance. Plain and simple. I've told cats there's two ways to beat Adrien Broner, and it's due to his wide stance. Number one, you can maul him and not give him any opportunity to have quick reaction time as it pertains to his footwork to be able to use movement to elude shots, right, or to reset in his stance, or you can box him from the outside and give him angles. The second strategy hasn't been done to him yet, but it's there. If you're able to compare and contrast styles and properly analyze a style, you can see that a guy that has boxing ability from the outside and uses angles will give Adrien Broner problems. That's why I was one of the few guys that said Manny Pacquiao might beat Adrien Broner if they fought because of the angles that he provides. If Adrien Broner stays in that wide-ass stance, Manny Pacquiao's angles will be all over that nigga. He wouldn't know what to do. You see what I'm saying? And this is something that Mikey Garcia is good at. He's good at providing angles, man. He's also very good at judging distance. He's very good at combination punching, and he's very accurate, man. And he's a smart-ass fighter in the ring. I'm not going to say that he's smarter than Adrien Broner, but he's smart as fuck. He's smart enough. You know what I'm saying? If there is somebody who's smarter, it's a close race, to see who's smarter in that aspect. So it's a very difficult fight, man. He's gonna have to. I think he has the height and the reach advantage, and then he'll have the weight advantage as well. I think he has a 1-inch height and a 1-inch reach advantage. Not too much of an advantage, but if a game plan is executed properly, he can use that to his advantage. And one thing he will need to do, man, he's gonna have to switch, and I'm not talking about switching southpaw to orthodox. He's gonna have two game plans. He's going to have to react based on what Mikey Garcia is doing. You see what I'm saying? If Mikey Garcia is electing to box him, he's going to have to do the same to Mikey Garcia. That might sound bad, but he can't stand there with a wide stance and allow Mikey to box him. He has to keep moving. He has to stay on his toes. He can't be flat-footed. He can't be planted, or the angles are going to kill him. If Mikey Garcia decides to come a little closer into mid-range distance, which he may because of the reach disadvantage, or maybe get on the inside, then Adrien Broner needs to maul him on the inside. That's where he can actually plant, and that's when he can actually get off those counter punches. If Mikey Garcia is coming forward like that, man, just sit back and counter that motherfucker all night long. those are the things that he would need to do. Those are the two different game plans he would need to implement. But it's really about what Mikey Garcia is looking like at any given time in the ring. He really drives what Adrien Broner is going to need to do to win. Given how Adrien Broner has looked in his last few fights, his inability to make 140 in his last couple of fights, I just don't feel that this was the right fight to take at that weight. You know what I'm saying? I think he bit off a little bit more than he chewed, similar to how he bit off a little bit more he could chew against Marcos Maidana and against Sean Porter. So it'll be intriguing, man. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he can make the weight. Hopefully he's not draining himself to make that kind of weight. And hopefully he goes in the ring 100% because it'll be a good fight in that aspect if he does.
AB, put the nachos with ketchup down. You got AB's today, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, brother,
ranch and hot sauce and everything. That's all that nigga said.
He's already fat. My wife showed me a picture of him on Instagram with somebody. Who was it with? Do you remember who it was?
Meek
Mill.
Yeah, Meek Mill. Thank you. Yeah, she just said it too. Meek Mill. Nigga was fat. Y'all saw that gut?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
180.
Hey.
180.
Somebody posted a picture from his snap or something. He looked like he was trying to slim down. I don't know if it was just.
Yeah, he's slim down. He's slimming down. He's been doing hot yoga to slim down.
Okay.
That's what he said he's been doing. Shit. And he just ran 6 miles. He just ran 6 miles and said, "Hey, it's all on his Instagram." Shit, I'm looking at it right now. We talking.
That's what's up.
Yoga. That nigga ain't doing nothing but golf for baby 9 and 10. That's what that means.
Hell yeah.
Man, it's one of those fights where, like, initially hearing about it, I wasn't that excited about it because I'm just like where AB is in his career and what we've seen from him recently in more recent times. Like, just was a bad fight. And I kind of felt like it was one of those things of him being pushed out the door. You know what I'm saying? Like being set up to be pushed out the door at least. Like, I don't think this is a fight that he should be taking right now, at least without taking another one, you know, after all of the legal troubles and shit like that. Just to have some kind of mentals in the game, man, more than anything. So I definitely think he should have took another fight, at least trying to get to the 140 weight class before taking this fight against Mikey Garcia. I'm still worried if the fight is going to, you know, happen or not, you know, depending on the weight thing, what kind of weight stipulations and you know, shit like that's going to be included in the contract. Because, you know, Garcia's been adamant, you know, it's 140 or nothing, you know, for the most part. I don't know if there's going to be some kind of financial penalties and fees involved. If he's over, the fight's going to be stopped. You know, so we have seen Mikey in there. He was Maidana's chief sparring partner when he was fighting Floyd at 147, so he can handle 147. I don't think that's a thing. Mikey's pretty big, honestly. You know, outside of fighting, you know, when he's not fighting, he's a pretty big dude. So, I mean, I don't think the 147 will really bother him, but at the same time, he's a 135 champ right now, and he doesn't need to be pushing himself doing that kind of jump like we saw Kel do, jump in 2 divisions in one fight, you know, and still has plans of coming back down to 135 to defend his title and unify. So, I mean, that was really the reasons why I wasn't too excited about the fight. But, I mean, now I'm just looking forward to see if AB is going to bring it, because I know Mikey is. I just want to see if AB is going to do the same and make this another highlight reel fight. Blockbuster fight that we've had this year in 2017 so far.
Broner was really upset that Apple Card if he beat Mikey Garcia. I mean, because motherfucker Al Haymon probably want to get rid of him, but shit, if he beat Garcia, shit, it was like, well, you know, it's gonna be hard to do that. Yeah. And so shit, with AB, if he want to remain, relevant, and he's gonna do what he got to do to win.
He needs to. I don't even think he has to win, but it needs to be a fucking good showing, especially because, you know, Mikey's caliber, it don't hurt to lose to a guy like that. You know, he's a high IQ fighter.
That nigga no moral victory. This nigga need to win, bro. He need to win because he ain't beat no elite fighter in how long?
You know,
I mean,
you know
like
what?
I said, if it's a close fight, I think it does good.
Well, if it's close, like, if it's close, But not if he just 8-4 and he have his moment.
Nah. I'm talking about if it's quick. Like I'm saying, if it's a close fight, a disputed fight, I think it does good for him. If it's disputed loss or something like that, it does good for his career. It shows that he's in the game, mentally. So that's the biggest thing.
I agree with both of y'all. I agree with Big Cool, and then in this aspect, if he fights Mikey Garcia, and it's a decision where it's clearly the cards were clearly in his favor, that's not going to be good for him. That's just going to be another situation where we've seen Adrien Broner possibly lose a fight, like Paulie Malignaggi, for example, or the other cat at 135. I can't remember his name right now, the Mexican cat.
Ponce de Leon.
Yeah, thank you, Ponce de Leon. It's gonna be another situation like that. And a lot of people thought Adrien Granados beat him, but I didn't feel that way. I thought Adrien Broner won that fight.
Did.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so I can use you as an example. You also thought he lost to Adrien Granados, so this will be another situation where we've seen Adrien Broner look bad, and the scorecards were in his favor. I don't think that's gonna do well for him. He needs to actually beat Mikey Garcia and leave no doubt in people's minds in order for this shit to propel his career.
Yeah, I mean, he can do it. I mean,
I think he needs to be on that Errol Spence tip, man. 19 rounds with 30-second breaks. That's the kind of shape.
Hell yeah.
Let them hands go. Let them combos go.
That's dedication, though. That's dedication. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some niggas got different levels of dedication.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that always people revert back to it. AB, he doesn't live a fighter's lifestyle, and you see the guys that do and what it does for their careers. Sean Porter doesn't have the same talent that AB has, but you see what he's able to do and maximize with what he, just off of his hard work. Dedication to the sport. Yeah,
unlimited stamina.
So, I mean, like I said, we all want to see AB dedicated and live that lifestyle. He's always wanted to emulate Floyd, and he looks up to him. But, Floyd lived the fighter lifestyle, even though he had this persona. You need to master both. AB's only been able to master necessarily the outside, not outside antics, but the persona and the character. And, I don't know if he's necessarily tried to master his skill set beyond, I think 130, 135, those ways spoiled him, because he was bigger than everybody trucking through him for the most part. And, he didn't advance his skill set at the end of the day because of that.
I think he took it more serious, as crazy as it sound back then. Even though he was on his way to make those big bucks, he came in shape, trimmed down, muscular, and was ready to do it. But then he won that title at 147, and shit got easy for him, I guess, in his mind. He slacked up.
Yeah, and we're waiting to see a follow-up. Well, I'm still waiting to see a follow-up to that Antonio DeMarco showing. Something like that kind of performance. Because at the time DeMarco was killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, he was. He only had one.
Yeah, he fucked up. Yeah, he knocked out Linares. You know what I'm saying? And we already know that. So he was definitely on point with that one. I've been waiting to see a repeat performance of that since. So
yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and go into our next topic though. On that note, where are we at? We got
John David Jackson.
John David Jackson and Andre Ward, man. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in boxing, as far as a trainer switching camps for a rematch, and just even it being talked about or a possibility. I mean, it's kind of fucked up. I wanted Bo to be on this show because he has some insight as far, but Andre Ward's actually been putting the rest of it. It's actually been on Fight Hype, I think, as far as what actually happened. There's two sides to every story, man. But basically, it's John David Jackson has put out there to claim that Andre Ward's team initiated contact to bring him into their camp and for him to leave Kovalev heading into the rematch. It's been disputed by the other camp, but I'll go ahead and let y'all chime in on that one. 2K has something to say, so I'm going to go ahead and let him chime in on this one and then give his input.
I don't got shit to say, to be honest with you. I mean, this is the funniest shit I ever seen. You know what I mean? I'm not. I don't know.
I mean, have you ever seen anything like this? Like a trainer, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like this happen in between fights. This is like back-to-back matchups. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like they're fighting years later. It ain't like they fighting years down the line. This is immediately after their first fight. And for this kind of stuff to come out, it's crazy. There's been so much stupid stuff with the build-up to this fight, man. But you know what? Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, it could be that. You made a good point just right now. Could be, doing this for the build-up. There's probably a possibility that it's not real. But at the same time, I mean, on the other side of the spectrum, I've been saying for a long-ass time that the Sergey Kovalev, John David Jackson relationship is not a real boxer to trainer or trainer to boxer relationship. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't, like I said, Sergey Kovalev will be training in Russia for his fight. This nigga John David Jackson show up like 3 weeks later and shit. Hey, what's up, nigga? I'm here. Oh, you did everything cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally there just because it's formality to have a fucking trainer in your corner, dog.
American one out there. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? He might be telling him, some things that help him against American fighters like James Ali Bashir did for Omar Usyk, Alexander Usyk. But Sergey Kovalev is really, and he's already said this multiple times in different interviews, man, that he does whatever the fuck he wants to do in the ring. John David Jackson may have some type of strategy there for him, but at the end of the day, Kovalev is going to do what he does in the ring. He even said that he goes into fights with no strategy. And I actually believe him. You know what I'm saying? Because if you watch him fight, he does the same shit over and over again. So, yeah, I mean, I actually believe that statement. So, with that said, I mean, really, John David Jackson, like I said, he's just, it's formality to have a nigga in your corner, a trainer in your corner. So, I mean, and that's what the fuck it is. I mean, so with Andre Ward saying this and John David Jackson possibly entertaining it, that doesn't surprise me at all. But I do think possibly, I'm leaning towards the possibility of it being a publicity stunt to promote the fight.
All right. Let me go ahead and pass it on to Bernard, man. Your thoughts and any details you might be able to provide as to the actual inner workings of this thing, because like I said, it's been a two-way thing. I've recently just heard Andre Ward's side of it earlier today. I still haven't heard John Davis' full side. I just know he was the first one to come out with this earlier in the week. But with that said, what were your thoughts and any details you might be able to add on to this, Bernard?
Okay. When Ward's side came out with the information about John Davis getting in contact with him, and I don't know if anybody, one of y'all watched it. If y'all watched the HBO Ward Kovalev 2 preview,
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
I haven't watched it yet either.
Yeah, I'll post the link up in the Movement Boxing Class Facebook group. But if you look at it, they talked about it there. It was like I kind of could see how it could possibly be part of the build-up, which I think is a good thing because of the lack of the promotion in the first fight. So all this controversy coming up with the judges scoring in 114-113 Ward, Kovalev being screwed, such and go on. I digress on that part. But in that video, in that 30-minute little documentary, a little breakdown of the preview of the fight, Ward mentioned it that they talked about John David Jackson and said, hey, they considered it, but then they thought about something like, yo, why would a trainer come on this side and give us all the information that was going on in that camp? And it's like real quick after the first fight, and not only that, can you trust him? Could it be more like, yeah, he's coming over here to give us stuff about Kovalev, but is he really on our side? And is he gonna come back and take the information there from our camp and give it to Kovalev? So there's a lot of things. They didn't trust it and they didn't like it. But I want to really point out something. If you listen to John David Jackson, though, and he said, "Hey, I'm not supposed to do this, but I want to do this anyway." There was a Russian trainer in the corner on our corner that night that was giving Sergey Kovalev instructions. I couldn't understand what they were saying because they were speaking Russian.
I said, we're going to fire this nigga after the fight.
Huh?
He probably said, we're going to fire this nigga after the fight, so don't worry about it.
So basically, as he was explaining and everything, he was giving everything that was going on in that corner. And to me, just looking at it, I was like, Dad, why would you even give him? You probably would. Why would you give us that information? But to me, that trainer, like back to 2K said, he's just there in the corner just to have a trainer, man, and he kind of shows. And John David Jackson is there to hold the mix. That's all he does, just to work, do the mid work for Kovalev and hold whatever else. Because if he felt such disrespect, he should have left then. Not even now. You kind of just like, you know what? I feel so disrespected. You decided you try to jump on the other team, which is no point because it's not really, you're not really he's there, but you can't trust that. But if you feel so disrespected, and it piggybacks on the guys at Boxing Talk where I called on 2K show, checking the archives of the show. I called John David Jackson, the light-skinned Uncle Russell. And I'm still standing by that motherfucking statement. Because if you feel so disrespected, you're just there to get that money. You get that bag. Hey, you willing to degrade yourself for the bag and you feel disrespected, that's your prerogative. You got to look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day. But if you feel so disrespected, you just leave.
Yeah, I think that played in the worst decision as well. Even that stuff, as far as what Kovalev, the whole racial things that goes on with that camp. We were talking to Uncle James Ali Bashir earlier. Me and Bo, we did an interview with him, and you know he's actually signed. Kovalev is signed to East Clemus as well. And he's like, you know what? You know, I've been in a camp. There's ain't but two black dudes in it, and you know what I'm saying? You just know what it is when you around them. You know, you got to remember Uncle James come from the 60s and all that. He knows what he's seeing. So, I mean, John David Jackson definitely, Ward alluded to it having something to do with character flaws, man, to put up with that kind of stuff and then to do the thing he did as far as trying to switch over. I mean, those are seriously character issues. And I can understand Ward's team for, you know, being like, you know, fuck that. You know,
Or like we don't say coons, you know, we gotta let them say this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Shit. And I don't know if that's what, not to cut you off, but I don't know if that's what John David Jackson is, but that motherfucker a yes man, and like 2K said, he really not that good of a trainer because he wasn't giving proper instructions to Sergey Kovalev. Either he not that good of a trainer or Sergey Kovalev not that good of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's probably somewhere in the middle.
You know what, Big Cool? You know what, man? You're absolutely right. And there's a lot of cats I respect out there that, you know, that I've done collaborations with, that Twine has done them with me as well, like 78 and shit, and others. You know, a lot of them seem to think that John David Jackson is this great trainer. I don't fucking see it, dog. Especially against Andre Ward. He was not giving him the correct instructions in the corner. You know what I'm saying?
He couldn't give him no instructions.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's not a great trainer in my mind. He literally holds the fucking mitts. And I think the reason why those cats say that is, you know, because he's an American trainer. They employ these American trainers so they can get better, be better fighters when they're fighting American fighters. And you've seen Sergey Kovalev, you know, from what Abel Sanchez said of him as, you know, a basic fighter, to the point where he even kicked his ass out the camp because he didn't think he was good enough to actually be in his camp, to being this guy that's a boogeyman of the sport and he's knocking everybody the fuck out. So, well, then we automatically credit John David Jackson. And that's the same shit. This is equivalent to all you people out here who are listening who watch basketball. That's equivalent to crediting Steve Kerr, the coach of the Golden State Warriors, for why Golden State is so good. There's no credit to Steve Kerr. They were already good because they're good players. Yeah, you know, Mark Jackson actually molded the team, exactly.
Yeah, he set that foundation, yeah.
Right, but when Steve Kerr stepped in, those guys were already good. They already had the charisma. Same here. When John David Jackson stepped in, Sergey Kovalev was already a good fighter. You see what I'm saying? So he had a pretty decent amateur career. He was already a good fighter. So John David Jackson maybe improved on him a little bit, but nothing to the point where they're saying as it's being twofold, and it makes John David Jackson this fucking excellent trainer where he should be trainer of the year every year. Get the fuck out of here, man. Negative.
Exactly.
He's a prop.
Yeah, exactly. If he was that great, he would have elevated, Kovalev in that Ward fight.
Yes.
Like I said, it's probably in the middle. Kovalev ain't as good as we thought he was, and as a fighter, and Jackson ain't as good as we thought he was as a trainer. Not to say Kovalev not a great fighter, but it's levels to everything. You know what I'm saying? And
like TK said, man, like he's consistent at what he does. It's the same game plan. He doesn't change it up.
I look at
he doesn't change it up. He's predictable. So when it comes to this fight, we know who had John David Jackson that said Ward needs to make more adjustment. No. We know who needs to make the adjustment and who doesn't have a history of doing that because he's never had it.
He's
never had to be a thinking fighter. He's already been able to pummel his way through stuff. Even against Chilimba, who gave him some issues, he wasn't able to change anything up to necessarily make that an easier fight for him despite winning. So, I mean, that's just not in his code as a boxer. And I mean, John David definitely doesn't add to that because, like TK said, he wasn't giving him any kind of instructions in that. So, I don't know, man. With that knowing the game plan that Ward was going to utilize, some kind of inside work, that was the only thing they worked on was him clinching, and he still couldn't do it. Like, get the fuck on.
Exactly. Work the body while he doing it. He didn't do that at all. He didn't work the body. He didn't do nothing. I mean, and like John David Jackson just a yes man. His feelings got hurt like a girl that, not getting attention from a dude, so she's going to jump to the closest friend and will try to get some affection from over there. And when she realized he don't want her, she's going to go right back to a miserable situation. And that's what John David Jackson is doing. He has to know what the hell he is.
John David Jackson is pimping them hoes. That's his real career. He's not a trainer. You know what I'm saying? He really pimping hoes. You see that ponytail? Looking like motherfucking two-fly and shit.
He nothing, bro.
And he down there in Florida. I know he got him some badass Cubans on the blade. You know what I'm saying? Doing this thing is just a cover-up career. That's all it is.
I don't know what it is, but I think they're going to separate after this loss to Ward. Like I said, it's just, I don't think it's real, but it's embarrassing if it is real because, like I said, ain't nobody. If you're a man, you got a certain amount of pride you got about yourself. You ain't gonna let no other grown man talk to you, no matter how much money you're making. Because at the end of the day, if you let a nigga talk to you any kind of way, that says a lot about you as a man. And that's why Kovalev around, man. Kovalev bossed that nigga around and treat him like he ain't shit. And Andrzej Ward want to be associated with a sellout ass nigga. And I don't blame him.
Yep, I agree.
Very true, man. That is a very true statement right there. Like I said, it definitely speaks highly to his true character, man, who he is as a person more than anything. Definitely some serious flaws there. We're going to go ahead and go into our next topic, and it's looking like we're starting to get some fruition to this, the World Boxing Championship Series that's being set up by Sauerland Events and Richard Schaefer. Some of the names have been finally named in there, and it's looking like we're going to have something similar to the Super 6 with this, man. Like we're getting some pretty high, big names in this thing. Looks like we got Mira Garcia that's involved, Maurice Bredes, Belarchek. These guys are all in the mix, and I'm actually been hearing that Cubano Locos boy, Cool Ranch Doritos is going to be involved in this as well. So we definitely going to get some champ. Yeah, so we got at least one championship match in this shit, man, which is pretty dope. Garcia holds the IBF. Breeders just won the WBC. So, we're going to have some good fights in there, especially if we get Orticos involved. With that said, what do you guys see as far as happening with the rest of these signings? Do you see it being still more high-profile names, or are there going to be some lower-tier guys in the cruiserweights? And they're also going to be doing the super middleweight division, super middleweight. Okay. What do you guys see happening as far as the names being announced as that, man? I'll go ahead and start off with 2K.
Hey, man, I like it. As long as they don't have Jarret Hurd's old ass in that motherfucker, we good. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why Jarret Hurd's still boxing. This nigga like 72 years old, man. Nigga lost to everybody in the goddamn top 10 pound-for-pound list. Get this nigga out of here. You know what I'm saying? But as far as, like, you know, Usyk, Garcia, shit, Braekhus, I'm not sure. They have Lebedev in there?
There's only those three names right now.
What about
Usyk? Yeah, Usyk's not confirmed. Usyk's not confirmed yet. Right now, it's just Garcia, Breedis, and Velarchik so far at a cruiserweight.
Okay.
But maybe they can get Stu coming in or Hook or somebody like that.
Velarchik used to be a titleist though, so you know that's still a high profile name. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the shit at one point. He's like the last guy on the pound for pound. I mean on the cruiserweight Ring Magazine rankings, but he's still definitely a credible name. I agree with Swan on that one. But yeah, they need to try to get all them cats in there. Even Marco Huck's old washed up ass, put him in there. You know, Lebedev, Glavaki. Actually, man, this could be a hard hitting type of tournament where we see some niggas getting slept in almost every single fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down for it, man. The cruiserweight division is one of those sleepers, as we've talked about plenty of times on this podcast. It's one of those sleeper weight divisions, so they can get a lot of these higher ranked guys in there, and they can also, I'd say they should do half and half, kind of what they did with the Super Six. Get the majority of the top ranked guys in there, and then get maybe 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how many guys they're going to have in the actual the tournament. Get 2, 3, or 4 prospects at cruiserweight in there as well. That sure would be good. But don't use Jarret as Arslan. Please don't put that motherfucker in there.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and swing it over to Bernard. And what are some of the names do you think we'll see as far as the super middleweight division evolved? I know we just mentioned some of the names that are in there right now, and they, I won't say they're all PBC affiliated, but it's pretty much a mixture of PBC and Sauerland events. You know, that's doing this thing. So I don't think we're going to get a chance to see Usyk in this, honestly, you know, with that kind of stuff going on, PBC being involved. Shit. But as far as 168, do you see it being a repeat of the Super 6 as far as how good of a tournament and competitive it was, or how do you see that shaping up, Bernard?
Wow. Right now, we got it's still on the topic, but we got to go back a little bit. You got the Callum Smith versus Andre Darrell fight coming up. I don't see none of them two trying to jump in. Then you just had the recent situation with Callum Smith and Anthony Darrell fight coming up for the WBC. I don't see them two coming in. I don't see Anthony Darrell coming in at the time. James DeGill ain't signed under Heyman though, right? He signed with Heyman. He signed with Heyman. I don't see him jumping in it. It's kind of one of those things. As of right now, there's who from 168 is left from the.
Ugatage might can do it again. Do the rematch.
I know. Peter Quillen moved up to 168.
Yeah, but he still said he's going to take like a tune-up kind of bout. I don't think he's ready to jump in there with this one. But Peter Quillen.
Oh, shit.
I'm not too fond of him. I just said that because he's one of the 168 guys. So
yeah, I'm actually.
Mikael Kessler's supposedly coming out of retirement. To me, yeah.
And I was hearing, I don't think Arthur Abraham would be in it because he's fighting Christopher Eubank, but he is with Sauerland Events to my knowledge. So, I mean, it might be a possibility for.
I don't either.
He was in the original one. He might club somebody to death in there, man. It's always interesting to see old Arthur.
Hell no.
and Kelly Pavlik then, shit.
I mean, you know who I think, I could probably see somebody like fucking David Benavidez or somebody like that in there, but I think the 168 tournament is going to be more lackluster because a lot of these guys are tied up already.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question real quick. What y'all think about Jesse Hart? Because I posted a question a few weeks ago.
Jesse Hart.
A lot of people
Jesse Hart?
Yeah, Jesse Hart, the middleweight from Philly.
Yeah, Jesse. I thought you said Jesse Vargas at first, and I said Jesse Hart. Okay, I got you.
I think Jesse Hart. No, what'd you say?
Nah, I'm saying he's shitty as hell. That's what I was saying.
I don't think I'm not too high on him. Nah, I'm not neither.
I think Jesse Hart is being saved for Ramirez.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's an in-house thing because if you look at the rankings now, Jesse Hart is in ranked number 2 by the WBO behind Abraham, who decided not to go with the rematch to fight Chris Eubank Jr.
He made a smart decision.
Yeah, so we're actually going to see Gilberto Ramirez against Jesse Hart most likely in an in-house battle. You know, typical Bob style. Yeah, but
what do you think about him, 2K?
Jesse Hart I like him, man. I think he actually has the opportunity to beat Gilberto Ramirez. I watched Gilberto Ramirez's last fight. I didn't like him that much, man. I liked him against, I like Gilberto Ramirez. Let me say this. I was actually advocating for him before he fought Arthur Abraham, became the WBO champion. And then I told Cass that he would beat Abraham easily because, you know, the way he boxes from the outside and how Abraham clams up. But in his last fight, man, he didn't look too hot. I was unimpressed. Jesse Hart has the ability, if he keeps a grounded head, to beat the Gilberto Ramirez that fought in his last fight. So we'll see, man. But I like Jesse Hart.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about him. I don't know what it is. I mean, looking at his shit on True TV, I just was never impressed with none of his fights on there, man, for some reason. I mean, he wins by knockout. You know, I give him that. He's got a high knockout ratio, but I just wasn't like he'll be a top guy at 168. You know what I'm saying? Like I still think I like Gilberto Ramirez. He's very fundamentally sound. As far as a Mexican fighter being that big too, I think if anything that you know, Hart has the advantages in athleticism. You know, Ramirez pretty much just turns you around and stays in one area. He's not going to utilize the ring. So I think Hart can fluster him like that if he's moving. But, like, I just ain't never been big on Hart, you know, but I like Ramirez just stylistically. He's very fundamentally sound. You know, he just doesn't use a lot of the ring, and he's not flashy. So, you know, he doesn't have the knockout power. You know, since he stepped up in competition, that's the only my biggest knock against Gilberto.
David Benavidez look like he might be the best in a year or two.
Yeah. And Benavidez is still relatively new. I mean, still relatively green, man. I think that whole incident with him getting shot and all that kind of put him in a different frame of mind because he wasn't looking that impressive prior to that. And, you know, he's come back and put up 2 sensational victories since. He's definitely on the lookout, but I think he's probably one of the guys we'll see in this 168 tournament. I'm just not sure about how the rest is going to pan out with everything that's going on in the division right now. You guys want to go ahead?
I said it ain't that deep. I mean, it's a deep division, but not really. You know, but I mean, there's some good fights that can be made. Though Jose Butага in there, if you get a rematch for Andre Durrell in there, I mean.
That'd be a division for a lower tier guys to take their chance.
Yeah. Build the prospects up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, build the prospects. That's not what.
All right, so we're going to jump into our next topic. We probably should have did this with the A.B. Garcia card since it's supposed to be on the undercard of it, but Jarret Hurd and Austin Trout fighting for his 154 IBF pound title, his first defense. Very lofty goals, you know. I admire his courage, you know, in taking this fight right now.
Fucked up.
But shit, it is what it is. Seeing what happened between him and Tony Harrison, you the whole goddamn fight. But Yeah, let me get you guys' thoughts on it. I'm going to start off with Big Cool here. Are you excited about this fight? What are your initial thoughts, man?
I'm excited for this fight, but Austin Trout should win it. I mean, I've seen everything I needed to see from Hurd to know that he's not going to be a champion long. I mean, there's no disrespect towards him, but, you know, Tommy Harrison was whooping his ass before he checked out mentally or whatever the fuck happened to him. He started to gas. Austin Trout, in my opinion, beat Jamal, but it was a close fight, you know what I'm saying, a year or two ago. I thought he won it 115, 113, but, you know, I'm not mad at the decision. I just think Austin Trout, an underrated fighter, a forgotten fighter, been out a year, so that worries me, you know, and one thing Hurd does well is work the body, and he works it effectively early and often, so that could, you know, play dividends later in the fight for older Trout. But I think Trout, if he's, you know, still fresh, I think that he's faster, better fundamentally, has more than toolbox than Jarret Hurd. He should, you know, beat Hurd by unanimous decision.
All right, you gonna swing it over to Big Cool, not Big Cool, but Bernard on this as well. Your initial thoughts on this fight? Do you have a favorite already?
No, I don't have a favorite. I think this is a good step-up fight for her to take a challenge like this. But I was looking at something that Justin Deloach said on his Instagram, and if you notice, Austin Trout is ranked at number 14 on the IBF. And Justin's ranked number 5. He kind of feel like, okay, Austin Trout's been active for a year. How did he get a title shot?
I seen
Well, Austin Trout is ranked number 5 by the Ring magazine at 154. So he's considered one of the top fighters at 154.
Okay. Well, okay, respect to that, 2K. So I guess Justin feels some type of way about it, but he's like, I'll just beat my title eliminator and get that shot. So I digress on that part. I think it's a good matchup. It's a real big matchup for Jarret Hurd, because he's going against a former champion who, by the way, is possibly looking to probably knock Hurd out. And I say that because Trout felt like he won that bout against Jamal Charlo. So I'm look for Trout in this bout to try to go for a knockout to get the definite W. He's not trying to give it to the judges. And I don't like how Hurd fought Harrison because of that weird stance he was doing and constantly getting hit. But eventually he caught Harrison and got him out of there. I would hopefully like to see Hurd be more active in using his jab, using his reach. Fighting on the inside like he did against Molina, and hopefully some other things. But I can see this being a good matchup, and it's a great matchup for the undercard of Garcia and Broner.
All right, TK. Bernard brought up a good point as far as Trout feeling slighted. Probably after a couple of decisions he's got, against Canelo and Charlo more recently. What do you think as far as what does Hurd need to do to win this fight? And also, do you think what Bernard said would actually be detrimental to Trout, to actually be aggressive and go for a knockout against a guy like Hurd that, kind of likes you to be in his grill? And in order to knock him out, you're probably going to have to do that. Or a guy like Trout that's, not really a big KO puncher.
What Jarret Hurd needs to do really, man, is he needs to go back to what he used to do when he was fighting the C and B level fighters of the division. He needs to box, and I know that might sound weird, coming from a guy who in his last fight he elected to apply pressure against a guy with that throws nice combinations and has a good power behind his punches. And it may be the wrong game plan against a guy like Austin Trout, who was an excellent boxer in his own right, evident of how he thoroughly beat the shit out of Miguel Cotto back in 2012. He pretty much has the same style. His skill set has eroded since then, but his style has stayed the same. And the fact that his skill set has eroded, he's about to turn 32 years old this year. He's taken some L's against the bigger name fighters in the division. I think Jarret Hurd, being the younger, fresher fighter, with the reach advantage, I believe. I think his reach advantage is like 4 fucking inches. I'm not looking at it right now, but I looked at it the other day, and I think he has a 4-inch reach advantage and like a 1-inch or 2-inch height advantage. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm looking at it right now. He has a 4.5-inch reach advantage. So, I mean, it's an easy game plan for him, and that's how he used to fight. He was a guy that stayed on the outside, and he would counter people while they were coming in. I think that's what he should do against Austin Trout, is look for the counter punches from the outside. If he fights anything like how he fought Tony Harrison, he gets thoroughly outboxed and beaten, because that's exactly what Austin Trout is hoping he does, apply pressure so he can run into jabs all fucking night. So, with that said, man, I think Jarret Hurd is going to beat Austin Trout. Austin Trout has the abilities to win this fight. I used to love Austin Trout, but there's just seeing how he fought Jermall Charlo, which I did think he won that fight, but he did things in that fight that he shouldn't have done, that if he didn't do them, he would have made the fight a lot easier than he did. Also, he's starting to become a little chinny. He's getting knocked down by C-level fighters and shit now after he beat Erislandy Lauren. I know he didn't get knocked down by Jermall, but I think it was, Joey Hernandez that knocked him down or some shit like that. Or I mean, yeah, man. Nah, man.
He got his ass beat by Laura.
Yeah, he got towed up by Laura. But it was Daniel Dawson that knocked him down.
Yeah.
But he knocked him down twice, actually. But, yeah, I just think he's eroded. His skill set has eroded. Jarret Hurd is in a prime position right now. And I also want to commend him for taking this fight because, like I said, Austin Trout is still considered a high-level fighter at 154. Justin DeLoach, nigga, you got Cesar Villa problems, nigga. You got knocked out by that nigga. And you still need to go beat him. So tone it down a little bit, dog. We all know the IBF rankings are fucked up, fam. Tone it down a little bit, dog. Go beat that nigga. Get your game up. Maybe you can get that shot, dog. Real talk.
Oh, shit. I ain't know he got knocked out. Damn.
Yep.
Yeah, me neither, man. But
he got knocked out in 2015.
I just want to say you're the first to go on record saying that you expect her to win this fight. Most of the feedback I've been seeing so far from this fight is that they think Trout pretty much outsmarts him, to win the fight. And I'm kind of leaning towards that now. I didn't know the size discrepancy was as big as it was, but like I said, I was impressed with how Trout did put up a good showing against Charlo, and he was able to set some traps, which I think he'll be able to do to the young Jarret Hurd. This is actually somewhat a step up fight, as far as somebody that has the ring savvy to really go to 12 and complete it, you know what I'm saying, which, Tony Harrison, stamina-wise and, I don't know, mentally, checks out, you know what I'm saying, at a certain point in fights. That's just something we've seen in him in a couple of fights. But that said, man, I guess we're going to go ahead and go to the next topic, which is Eleider, the Fuckery Boxing Award. So what you got for us this week, man?
The Fuckery of the Boxing Award, or the Fuckboy of Boxing Award, goes to Manuel Perez. Manuel Perez wrote an article explaining why Errol Spence, after winning the IBF title, should fight Gennady Golovkin.
Wait, what was
yeah.
the call again? Wait, what was
I remember that.
What do you say?
It's like BoxingNews24.com.
Oh, the motherfucker with all the spelling errors in this shit?
Oh, it was so much. Yeah, it was real. Yeah, the spelling errors are bad. I mean, to sit here, I'm not going to stay on it too long because I also know I got the final blow, too. I'm just going to sit here and say, man, you get the award. Let Errol Spence win the belt and have a chance to defend against other welterweights. He tried to explain the reason that Errol Spence rehydrated up to 170 pounds Gennady Golovkin rehydrates to 170 pounds, so it makes it a good bout. But he could be the one. He could be the one to take Gennady Golovkin. Oh, he could take a punch, this and that. Da, da, da. Do you not understand they are in two different divisions? Gennady Golovkin is 2 weight classes up.
He's bigger, man. He's a bigger man.
I mean, Boxing News 24 tends to be to the casual fans. I noticed that. I think more personally, you just don't want to see Errol Spence win. That's how I take it. So, hey, let's throw, because he's associated with Heyman. Let's throw him in there with somebody. Let's hopefully throw him in there in his mindset with the casual monster. And I mean that in terms of the casual fan's favorite fighter, Gennady Golovkin, and have him get knocked out. That's all it is. You just don't want to see a person. It's the hate, man. And I can see it. That is the dumbest article, one of the dumbest articles I read this year. It's probably in the top 3. So he gets the award this week.
All right, man. Shit. So we gonna go into the U.O.E.N.O segment for the week, man, and we got a pretty good one this week. On this day, 2005, man, we had the hitman, Ricky Hatton, beating the legendary Kostya Tszyu.
Oh, man.
Yeah, incredible fight, man. But we had him beating Kostya Tszyu 2005. But by what was it, a knockout? No. Did he knock him out? No, it's actually a real technical decision, okay. But the win capture is IBF world title, his first world title at that was, I believe. And, yeah, man, he pretty much put a legend to rest with that one, man. I guess she was probably on his downside at that time, but that said, she was no easy task to take out, period. So definitely a big win for him. Peace to the legend on that one, man. Still active as a trainer right now and partial promoter. So, I mean, he's still in the game. We still seeing sightings of him out there. So, big up Ricky Hatton. That's about the only win the UK has had recently worth noting, worth mentioning. Yeah, I know. I'm still on my shit. I ain't done. What would KRS say? KRS say, we're not done. We're not done. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go to our next segment, man. We got our title, our fight breakdowns actually. We're not gonna break this fight down, but we just want to put this fight out there on blast just because it's one of our supporters and the guy that's been on the show. You know what I'm saying? We actually been following him a little bit. Regis Prograis is going to be fighting at the IBF Hall of Fame card this weekend in New York. It's a big occasion for him. You know, probably the biggest fight of his career. He's fighting another undefeated fighter in Joel Diaz Jr. At the 140 class. So, I mean, wish him the best of luck out there.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Undefeated, baby. That's what
somebody getting knocked the fuck out, and there's 2 prospects ready to let their O go, man. So, like I said, big up to them on this fight, and we wish them the best of luck. But we're going to get into our breakdowns for the week. We got an IBF bantamweight title fight coming up over in the UK with Lee Haskins facing Ryan Burnett. We're going to get a quick breakdown from 2K as far as what he's expecting in that one before we go into our final fight, which I think is probably – I'm pretty excited about, but y'all going, to the casual, they might not be up on it like that. But go ahead, 2K.
Shit, I'm not on it like that. I'm not excited about this fight. I mean, I'm not really big on Lee Haskins. I think Ryan Burnett.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say. I think Ryan Burnett, he's a decent prospect. And this is going to be a step-up fight for him that he should win. Lee Haskins, I mean, I've never. He is the IBF champion, but I've never. I don't know, man. He's one of those British guys that they're clearly second tier. You know what I'm saying? If he fought anybody else at at bantamweight, any of the other top level guys in the division, he would have lost the title a long time ago. So I think they're just doing a nice passing of the torch to another fellow British fighter that's actually a better fighter. That's really what I see this fight being, man. I mean, I'm not even gonna give it a breakdown because I'm not excited for it whatsoever.
Okay, so you got Burnett taking this one?
Yeah, Burnett will probably knock him out. I think Burnett knocks him out.
All right, man. So yeah, but we're gonna go into our last fight, which is actually the highlight fight of the weekend, and I'm pretty excited about. This is what I was saying I was excited about. Now the Haskins, that's what I was gonna clear up. We got Cecilia Braekhus taking on Erica Anabella Farias this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Man, and like I said, this is a pretty big fight for women. Anabella, she's actually been a world titleist at 140 for a long reigning one at that. She's got some skills, man. Only one loss on the record. With that said, she's moving up in weight to fight Cecilia Braekhus, who's, of course, the only undisputed champion in boxing right now. 2K, man, I know you're probably pretty excited about this one too, man, so I'm going to let you get in on it.
Man, bruh, I'm going to just say this, man. I'm shaking a little bit, dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my baby to get her ass whooped, you know what I mean? But this girl, I want to give a little background of Erica Anabella Farias a little bit. She was a dominant fighter at 140. She only lost to one person, and that one person that she lost to is considered on my top 5 women's pound for pound list, and that's Delphine Persoon. I think I have Delphine at number 4 on my pound for pound list for women. So she's an elite fighter in the sport, and it was actually a close fight. It wasn't a wash at all. You know what I'm saying? Erica lost by unanimous decision in that fight. But other than that, she's been dominating that women's 140-pound division, dog, for quite some time. And this jump up to 147, while it may seem to be a bad decision for your first fight there to take on the undisputed champion the only undisputed champion in all of boxing, the skill set that she brings, she's an excellent boxer, man. She kind of has some of the same qualities as Cecilia Braekhus, but she's not as good as her with it. And I also don't think Erica's as smart, but she can still give Cecilia trouble if Cecilia makes some mistakes in that fight. Man, this is actually a fight that I would say is similar in popularity if you actually watched women's boxing as Andrzej Ward moving up to Sergey Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? And Cecilia Braekhus would be the Sergey Kovalev, and Erica Farias would be the Andrzej Ward and moving up in weight. That's how big of a fight this is. So, man, of course I'm going with Cecilia, but I'm shaking, dog. Erica has an opportunity to take those belts from her.
All right, man. I don't know if you guys want to chime in, be cool, or the nerd.
I'm going with the sure thing. Like I said, I don't watch women boxing enough to give it a proper breakdown, but I trust 2K's judgment and critique of fighters. He said it's gonna be a tough fight. And I expect it to be a tough fight, but I'm gonna go with the undisputed champion. Cecilia Braekhus.
And Bernard, you got anything to chime in?
No, I just want to see the fight, man. I ain't got no prediction on who can win or who can lose or whatever. I just want to see the fight. I think it's great for women's boxing, though.
He wants to see a wardrobe malfunction.
I'm actually on the fence about this one, dog. Like, I really am right now. I think, honestly, Cecilia's control of the ring and being able to manage her distance with her height advantage in this fight will be the difference ultimately. But like I said, I'm still on the fence. Annabella's pretty bad to me. So I really don't know where to go with this one. But like I said, I kind of feel like Cecilia's the sure thing always, even in the fight like this, man. Yeah, I got to go with it. I'm on the fence, but yeah, I got to go with Cecilia.
You know what, Twan? What Delphine did, I went back and looked at that fight. what Delphine did is exactly what Cecilia is excellent at doing. I like what you said about judging distance. That's exactly what she did. She used range, she used her height advantage, and she outboxed Erica Farias. And that's exactly what Cecilia Braekhus is going to do. But the kicker here is that Farias is actually better now than she was when she lost to Delphine Persoon. So that's what I'm saying, man. I'm with you on that, man. I'm shaking, but I think Cecilia pulls it out.
All right. Let's see. So we're going to go into our final blow for the weekend, man, and take it away, Bernard.
Okay. The first word that comes to mind is ding-a-ling.
What? I'm phone call.
Oh.
Hold on.
Hey, Bernard, say no homo. Say no homo.
No homo. First word that comes to mind is ding-a-ling, no homo. If you look at the word ding-a-ling in the dictionary, it means fool, stupid person. I remember my third grade music teacher used to call us ding-a-lings when we acted up in class.
No homo. This is the worst final blow I've ever heard in my life. Go ahead.
And then it's called final blow, too.
Yeah, man, you did the most. You man.
I mean, you gave me the final blow. So I decided
y'all can always expect some. You could always expect some fuckery on the final blow with Bernard, man. I'm
about to make my point though.
Hey, 2K, make sure you cut this part off and remind Bernard how gay this shit sound every time.
Ding-a-ling, hell yeah. I'm going to put it on my show.
See, Big Cool is being a ding-a-ling right now because he's a fool.
All right, my bad, Bernard. I'll let you go, man. My bad, man. Go ahead, man.
I'm going to be real quick with this. I've noticed something lately, and PBC was supposed to have been dead last year in April. Wait, before that, even before that, and I'm just sitting back looking like, none of the dinglings in the media have said anything about all these fights at PBC or have retracted their statements. And PBC has got cards continually coming up. And they talked about how their cards are lackluster. Now, you got the Robert Easter fight coming up on Bounce TV. We recently just had a PBC card last night with Fonfara and Stevenson, as well as Pascal versus Alvarez on the undercard. And a few weeks back, we also had a couple other cards, too, as well, with the PBC cards that went against the top-ranked card. And now, in the summer blockbuster, we're about to have Mikey Garcia versus Adrien Broner on July 29th. As of right now, all these dinglings in the media are quiet. So, well, I would like to see, hopefully they retract their statement saying PBC is supposed to die or PBC is running dry out of money. You're not going to be able to do this and do that. Well, PBC is putting on better fights than Golden Boy.
Yep.
Top Rank.
Yep.
And hold on, and they're putting on better fights too. Even that their lower tier fights, the fights that you see on Bounce TV, FS Fox Sports 1, are better than what ESPN. Better than what Golden Boy is putting on ESPN 2.
Yep.
But that goes towards the bias.
That's the black man. Towards the black man.
And that's why I call them dinglings. They are fools, stupid people.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely, man. And I kind of want to piggyback off of this and say, motherfucking decaf, coffee ass drinking motherfuckers. Y'all need to hold these motherfuckers accountable the same way you be trying to hold us accountable in these groups when we be telling you the real ahead of time, man. So hold them motherfuckers accountable the way you be trying to come at us. And, you know, the shit we be telling you actually pan out. You know what I'm saying? Down the line. But, you know, it is what it is. You keep believing that mainstream shit.
I'll see you adding this to 2K because you're a fighter out of the group.
I didn't even hear what old Humble Mouth had to say. But
all right. Stevenson, massager.
Man, come on, man. Yeah, that concludes our show pretty much. I'm gonna let everybody give out their handles where we can be found at on social media and all that. Other shows throughout the week where you can catch us. I'm gonna start off with Bernard, man. Where can they find you and U.O.E.N.O logo?
You can find us on Truth and Facts About Boxing on YouTube. You can find U.O.E.N.O Loco or U.O.E.N.O the Casual on Truth_Facts_Box1 on Twitter and Instagram. I think the capital's on Twitter, the capital T, capital F. You can find me at the Müvment BP on Instagram, on the Müvment Boxing on Twitter. You also can find me on the Müvment Boxing page and Facebook group. You can also find me in Eastwick, Talking Boxing and Bullshit. SSS Boxing, We Live, Eat, Sleep Boxing. All those boxing groups over there, as well as Colossal Boxing too. But you can find Twine, a.k.a. Twat, holding Adonis Stevenson's pocket at the victory party in Montreal next week.
And eat some chicken and duck soup.
Oh, man. See what I got to deal with, man. You can't ever keep nothing classy around here and professional.
Yeah, hold his pocket, nigga. Hold his pocket.
Ain't nothing about Adonis Stevenson classy. Remember that.
Everybody always taking cheap shots, and yeah, man, it's just very low blows, man. Go ahead, TK. Where can I find you at, man?
You find me on the Gods of Boxing Talk channel on YouTube. Catch me on the Müvment podcast, of course, on here and on the Facebook group we have. You can also catch me on my man Wilson, a.k.a. Willie the Kids group, Eastwick Boxing. Also, last but not least, fuck Twitter.
All right, where can they find you at, Big Fool?
Follow us on Twitter at Colossal CBT, YouTube channel Colossal Boxing Talk, Facebook group and page Colossal Boxing Talk, the Müvment podcast, the Müvment Boxing Group, Eastwick Boxing, whatever the fuck else Bernard said, man, and yeah, all those places you can find me.
All right, and I am Twine the Divine Liberty, also known as the Black Victor Newman. You can find me on you can find me on hoopjab.com or the Müvment Boxing Podcast page on Instagram or Twitter. I'm in all these Facebook groups these guys are in with these turkeys. You know what I'm saying? Chopping it up, killing motherfuckers in the groups, you know what I'm saying, on this boxing knowledge shit. But yeah, that's it, man. Pretty much catch up with us next week. We'll have more for you. We'll probably be doing a night at the round table on Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that, depending on what topics we got coming up. With that said, man, peace till next week.
Hey, I don't know if y'all seen the post from earlier from Chris Henderson, but he said Bobby Jack moving up to face Nathan Cleverly for the WBA.
Yeah.
He should win easily.
I knew they were going to do that. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, we called that.
That's a terrible fight. Nathan Cleverly sucks, Doug. I knew they were going to do that. But you know what? I agree with it because that's a smart business move by Floyd Mayweather. Take the weakest champion as your first fight moving up and get a belt. So I hate the fight, but it's an excellent business move.